Welcome in, everyone, to episode 130 of the Battlecast podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Peng, joined by my co-host, Anicor and White. Again, do you only have white shirts? Is what's
Okay? Look, I'll tell you this. Yeah,
I feel like I've never seen you in a colorful shirt. Now that I think about it, I've never seen you in like some orange, some pink. So I don't even know if I've seen you in blue. You just exclusively wear white?
Nah, do you know what it is though? Yeah, is that like I do have like different colored shirts, and I do have some different colored shirts here. But when I came back here for summer,
Okay.
I was intending to dress for summer, so I was like, obviously, I'm gonna bring a few things that are maybe a little less summery. But I was like, I'm coming for summer. I'm wearing white. Yeah, and although it's sunny right now, yeah, bruv. Was pissing it down all day today. Yeah, I'm so disappointed at like Australian summer so far. I guess it's just Melbourne summer, but it's not the one, man. Do you know what the worst thing is as well? Yeah, is that this happened to me last year as well. Yeah, I went to Colombia and I exclusively packed t-shirts, shorts, all white, and I had one pair of black trousers.
Wait, why are all your shirts white again? I don't understand.
Oh, just because summer,
What? I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. It's red. What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. This feels more summery when it's white.
What? Is this a thing? I don't think. Hey, let us know down below if this is a thing. I don't think it's a thing.
Look, I'm not going to wear
summery
black.
fits are like. What? They have black t-shirts. What do you mean? Are you gonna wear a black t-shirt in like a snowstorm? Of course not, right?
No. But like, I'm not gonna wear that in the summer. Black absorbs heat. I'm not trying to be extra hot.
Yeah, but you're inside. What do you mean? You don't got like a sun. You have a roof over your head. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know that, but obviously, if I go outside, I'm not going to change t-shirts, am
I? But you only have white though. You don't have any other colors. Like I know black absorbs heat. But
I got some other colors.
I need a picture of your wardrobe. Just send me a picture of what it looks like. I guarantee
what I have
here. Sure, even here, even that's wild to me. That if you're in Australia for like half a year, it's all white.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't find that weird. Well, what do you like? Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
I think that's fine.
I mean, I don't. It is what it is. If you like white, is that your favorite color?
Nah, but you know what the thing is though? Yeah, is that like fashion wise? My tastes tend to change through seasons. So generally in the winter, I'll wear like a lot of black, and a lot of like
because it absorbs heat, right? I'm gonna stay nice and warm in this black tea.
Exactly. And then
I'm trying to imagine at what age you learned this, right? I'm imagining like child Anicor at age 6. You're like, wait, what? White reflects the sunlight, keeps you cool, and black absorbs it. From now on, I'm only wearing white t-shirts in the summer.
I mean,
in the winter.
Look, that's part of it, yeah. But okay, look, here's one thing, right? And it's a hard thing to explain, but
it's a hard thing to understand too.
Okay. Okay, let me try and explain it. So when it comes to fashion, right? How do you pick out something you like? Because one thing I learned, especially because like I used to work in a fashion sector, and I learned two things. One is that it's relatively easy to get used to something that you see very frequently, right? So if you see certain styles in your environment quite often, then you'll obviously get a bit more used to it, and you'll get a bit more accustomed to it, and you might actually like it, right? But another thing I found is that, at least for me, I feel like I'm naturally drawn to certain things, and they may not even be in my environment, but just for me, I see something and I'm like, wow, that's sick. Yeah. Like that just resonates with me. So I don't know if you have a similar experience whenever like you go shopping.
Not really, but I'll be honest. It's been a second since I've gone shopping, actually, for apparel.
But
I did a little shopping in Japan, but that's about it.
What if in general, like do you ever see either someone wearing something, or maybe in like a publication, someone wearing something, and just your mind is just like that particular item is sick? and I would buy it if I could.
Yes, it doesn't happen super often, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess I don't see a lot of very fashionable men,
Okay.
at least in the U.S.
I'm surprised
Right?
because you've now moved to Little Tokyo, yeah?
Yeah.
Rev, I felt like it's got to be a very fashionable place. I know nothing about it aside from the name. So is it not?
You went from like, oh yeah, like where you live right now, it's gotta be fashionable, but I know nothing about it.
I'm making a big
So is
assumption.
it? Yeah. It went from like a small assumption to a complete wild, no evidence assumption. No, there's a lot of there's actually a lot of older people where I'm at.
Okay.
There's a lot of older Asian people, probably Japanese, and which is fine. It's not like they can't be fashionable, but they just wear like old people outfits. Like they just dress for the weather. Yeah, like they're just wearing they're going to wear a jacket if it's cold, right?
Yeah.
They're not trying to like look like they're in a GQ magazine.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of weebs. So
wait, do you think the weebs are attracted by the fact that it's called Little Tokyo?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I mean, there's like anime like and plushie pop up shops, or not even pop up shops, like regular stores everywhere. Yeah, card shops, everything. Like Japanese paraphernalia, all over the place. It honestly feels like you're just shopping around Japan. Like that's how many like anime stuff there is. Yeah, and like weeb stuff. So a lot of people are dressed up like, I don't know how like anime fans would dress up, right? Like anime shirts, or like they got like they're like wearing like anime capes on like a Tuesday afternoon, like like something like there's a little like
anime capes.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I can see that though. Yeah,
like it's not like a Superman cape, it's an anime cape.
Yeah,
It's a very different. It's like an anime trench coat, right? This ain't Neo's trench coat from the Matrix. This is like someone from their favorite anime.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Well, okay, so I'd say those few times where you see something and you're just like, wow, that's sick, yeah. And it's not necessarily, maybe it's not necessarily something that you would see very often. I feel like that feeling is what I have quite often whenever I see clothes. And I can't really explain why I like these certain things. Sometimes I can explain it because sometimes I can notice that it's influenced by maybe certain trends at the time or something like that. But I don't know, sometimes I see stuff and I'm like, wow, that's sick, for no reason in it. So I feel like that feeling, whatever that is, I feel like everyone has it, first of all, and I feel like that's your sort of like innate sense of style. And for me, for some reason, in the winter, it's very much geared towards like black kind of gothic sort of stuff. Honestly, nearly like an anime character, like something out of Final Fantasy. Like I would genuinely love to own a wing, and I would probably a wing, yeah, and I would probably wear that out like
one wing,
like a single wing, yeah, like a bit
what?
like Sephiroth. I don't know. I can't explain why. Maybe it is like Final Fantasy, but maybe it's something I don't know.
You're going from like I wear white tee every day in Australia to I'm going to walk around with a wing.
But you know what? The thing is, in the summer I would walk around with a white wing, but maybe two. Genuinely, I like if I own this, I would do this.
Someone send Anicor a wing. There's got to be someone that listens to this episode that's like, maybe they don't own like a wing shop or whatever, but they know a friend or a family friend or an uncle that owns like an anime shop that sells wings. Hook our brother up, Anicor, with a wing.
Yeah. I've genuinely spoken to one of my friends about getting one commission, but this was a few years back.
What inspired you about this wing? Did you watch like some Victoria's Secret fashion shows and they're walking around with the angel wings and you're like, I'd look good with one of those?
But like, it's I can't explain it. Okay, so the thing is, let me explain the white in the summer, right? So I had this inspiration one summer where I was like, I feel like all the things I'm drawn towards almost feels like a modern day Greek toga. Yeah. Like a lot of whites, a few sort of like hints of like yellow and gold and stuff like that. Obviously not this, yeah, but like generally my ideal sort of look in the summer is like gearing towards a Greek toga. I can't explain why. I would love to also get like a gold laurel wreath, and I would also wear that.
What?
Ironic.
What time
I don't know,
period are
man.
you from? Like, what's going
Bruv,
on?
I can't explain it,
This
but
all
this is
started
just
from me
how
asking about white tees. So all of a sudden, be like, yo, I got a I got a white toga with gold sparkles, and I got a wing on my back, just one wing. I want to see you go to a beach in Australia and have like
wearing.
wear a white speedo with the Victoria's Secret wig. So just walk up and down the beach.
Hey, that'd
See
be
what
a
people
flex.
say.
Yeah, that'd be a
See
flex.
what people say. Yeah.
You get little. You obviously have to
You'll
accessorize.
definitely hit it to like you'll definitely hit out of context Twitter for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Picture of you will be there. I'm like, oh, I know that guy.
Well, there you go. There's the explanation of the white tea. But interestingly enough, this white tea. So I wonder how many people are, I guess, old enough to get the reference. Yeah. So firstly,
Oh, was that BlackBerry shirt?
yeah.
Wait, what is that? That's like an official BlackBerry shirt. What is that?
Nah, just some designer. Like it was some store that I used to go to quite often, and like they
Yeah.
used to have a load of independent designers. And this one guy just put out a BBM t-shirt, and I was like, that is so funny because that's for me at least, that's like really culturally relevant of like a specific time period. So I was
Like
like,
people were trying to, yeah, like they thought BlackBerry was going to be the new hot thing until
I mean,
Apple
it was
joined
the
in
hot
and
thing for a good
Android.
3 years, like BBM was
True, it
popping,
was.
everything was on
I
point.
never used it
You know?
myself, but I know a lot of people
You know,
had it.
it was the
You
thing
had
is
one?
I used it towards the end. Like when I think I've said this before, like as in not towards the end, but as in like
Yeah.
when they released the Crackberry and then
There was a
everyone had a BlackBerry.
Crackberry?
So
What's a
like
Crackberry?
it was the cheap BlackBerry.
Oh, was it? It was
Yeah,
actually made by BlackBerry though.
yeah. And
It's
so it
called
had
a Crackberry.
I called it we called it a Crackberry because it was like the cheap one.
Yeah. What was the good one called? The cocaine berry?
Just the BlackBerry. Actually, you know what? That had a name as well. I'm not going to repeat it. So
What? Wait, text it to me. Message to me on Discord. I'm curious now.
right. And again,
Uh,
this was because it was like culturally relevant.
yeah.
Um, I don't know if you had the same
I can't say it.
pattern.
I can't say it. I can't say it. If you're curious, just look it up yourself. I can't say it.
Yeah. This is yeah. Anyway, BlackBerry BBM was like the thing at the time, and so I saw the
Yeah.
T-shirt and I was like, "Yo, this is such a throwback." So I bought it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, we went down a rabbit hole. Anyway, I last
Merry
week
Christmas, everyone. Oh shit. Oh, okay.
what? Wait, what?
I thought you were moving on.
What?
I was wishing everyone a Merry Christmas because I thought you were moving on, but I guess we could do that.
Wait, what do you
Carry
mean?
on,
What do
carry
you
on.
mean by Merry Christmas? So, yeah, what was that? That's
Well,
not next even on the agenda. Anyway, I forgot to add the Gastrodon sound last week, the clip of it.
oh, did you
So I'm
not?
gonna add it this week. Yeah, I forgot. You clearly don't listen to our episodes. Same thing happens to Speed and Sheet. The one views out. He's like, you didn't listen to nothing.
I listen every now
I'm
and
gonna put in the most savage edit of Anicor one these days that he won't even know, right? He
then.
won't even
Watch,
know.
I'll be listening militantly. I'm gonna know as soon as it comes
Yeah.
out.
No. Anyway, so my apologies. The reason why is because when I add in like any graphics, any event graphics into it, there's always like insert like different timestamps wherever I write in the agenda. But I never like. But sometimes I won't the timestamps I'll add on to the YouTube comments timestamp, right, where I timestamp it. And then when I started timestamp, I was like, oh shoot, this timestamp was actually for the Gastrodon sound, like to insert it into edit it. I forgot to do that. So for
Wait,
this week,
what
I
did you
just did it.
caption
It
the
just
timestamp as?
huh?
What do you caption the timestamp as?
No. Because it's like intro YouTube comments and like this week's events or whatever.
I see.
Yeah, because someone asked about this like a few months ago, and I started adding it. Yeah, but I forgot to introduce insert the official Gastrodon sound. So, but because last week you made a sound, and I don't want them to go back to last week to listen to that and then come back to this episode. Let's
Bro, I
hear
barely
your
remember.
Gastrodon sound one more time, Anicor, and then I'll add it. All right, let's 3, 2, 1. Your sound.
That's as far as I remember. It's been weeks. I don't
Yeah.
listen to the Gastrodon sound very
Yeah,
often.
it sounds like you listen to it for your bedtime, sound clip every night. All right, now
Yeah.
here is the official one. All right, and hopefully I did it this week. Because if I didn't again, then I really
Oh,
deserve a little slap in the face
yeah,
for that
yeah.
one. But anyway, that being said, let's get into the YouTube comments for this week
Hey, let me get
from
some
last
water
week's.
because I'm parched.
Okay, you get some water. Can you still hear me though? I think he can still hear me. Yeah, he's getting some water. Yeah, he can still hear me. All right, so let's start it off. Bish Lasagna said, "Me watching quote unquote Anicor at 1 p.m. and it's an emoji with sunglasses." And then me at 108 and it's him without the sunglasses. Keep up the great content, guys. Here since day one, still going on strong. Yo, appreciate it, Bish Lasagna. Appreciate it. Michael St. James says, just a quick question. Does anyone know why Niantic is pushing Go to be linked to the Trainer Club? Anyway, great episode, guys. It is a shame that Niantic once again isn't listening to its partners or to the community. I love the game as a whole. However, all the almost eternal bugs and lack of active response to the community just makes me feel like quitting. Yeah, I feel you there,
You know
Michael
what? The
St.
Go
James.
Trainer Club thing's a interesting thing to point out because I think we didn't point out at any point. But
I didn't
honestly,
look
that's a
into it a
really
ton.
good. Did you not know?
Yeah. No, I did know that
Oh
they are
yeah,
trying to like you get awards for like linking it, right? But
yeah.
like,
Well, that's
what's
really
the
good
specific
because,
reasoning again?
well, I mean, initially you could always do that, right? So when I
Mm-hmm.
started the game in 2016, I made the Go Trainer Club account and linked it to my account. I only did that because I thought it was cool. I was like, yeah, Trainer Club. But it becomes relevant more recently when we're having regionals and stuff. And it means that you can log into your account at regionals without having to log into Gmail. So at the moment,
Oh,
people are having to log into Gmail, making sure they log out. We've had people who have had issues in the past and gotten game losses for it, where they haven't been able to log in successfully, either due to like two-factor authentication or
yeah,
something
yeah,
along
yeah.
those lines. And yeah, they've been, like given game losses for not being able to log in successfully. Now with Go Train, and the thing is unless you linked up your Go Trainer Club right at the beginning, for some reason it was broken in 2022 when the regionals started. So you weren't able to like make a new one and actually link it
Mm,
retroactively. So now that you can link it, I recommend everyone to do so because, like I said, it means you don't have to log into your Gmail at a regional, which is a lot safer. I've heard of people getting hacked. Not saying
really?
everyone gets hacked doing this, but I've heard of people who have been hacked after logging into Gmail at a regional. So yeah, having the Go Trainer account just makes things a lot safer, and it's just way more convenient as well.
Okay. But is that the reason?
Well, the thing is, I can't say if that's definitely the reason why they're doing it, but I feel like they had some pressure to do it right at the beginning when
Mm,
it turned out that it wasn't working.
right, right,
And
right.
so we're only 2 years later, and they're now doing it. So, I mean, better late than never. Maybe
True,
I
true.
think
I mean,
people have
yeah, it is good to do
people had
it.
forgotten about it and just sort of put up with the Gmail thing over the last couple of years. So,
Yeah, I also heard of people that have like on their phone stolen or something, and they couldn't two-factor authenticate
oh,
because you need your phone, right, to authenticate, even if you remember your password and stuff. Or they're at an international event and they don't have service. And the
oh,
two-factor authentication, it's not a text, it's not like a iMessage, it's like a
yeah,
straight up text, right? Through the text to the phone. So they couldn't get the two-factor authentication through that either. So this
that's
is a good way to like avoid all that. I mean, also you could just turn off two-factor authentication, but there's going to be players that forget, right? Regardless of how
yeah.
much you say it, like people are going to forget that. They're not going to forget their login and password, at least
Mm,
to the trainer club, hopefully, right? So
yeah.
that's a good point. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I haven't linked mine yet, but I should go do that after
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely recommend everyone to do that. It's really good.
yeah. Trainer Ponce says, "Hey, bruvs, big fan here. I'm a pretty mid battler, but find your content informative and fun. Anicor, don't listen to haters. Keep bruving along, yeah." Well,
Man.
speaking of that, there's actually something we're gonna do next week. So some people might know this. I personally never tried it myself, but first time I heard about, maybe not first time I heard about, but a more recent memory that I've heard about it is when we had the BTW podcast guys on, and they were saying how um I forgot which one of them it was, but they had like to do like a hot chip challenge as well. One of them did, and the other one I think like just like can't do spicy for whatever reason, maybe for health reasons or they just really don't want to do it, whatever. So they bought like this Bean Boozled jelly bean pack, where it's just like a bunch of jelly beans that taste disgusting, like vomits, like rotten cheese or whatever, right? And it's pack of nasty jelly beans to compensate, and so they were eating that instead of the hot chip. And so anyway, so I think I don't know if me and Anicor talked about this on the podcast or it was after we recorded. We're talking about it, but we said, "Hey, what if we do like a special where every time he says "bruv," he has to eat one of these nasty jelly beans, potentially nasty because there's like some of them aren't as bad. And then anytime I say a word, I have to say something too. I had to eat one of these two, and we'll do on a future episode, huh?
This is actually Russian roulette. Like,
Yeah, Russian roulette. Well,
there's probably
yeah.
only a slight step down from,
I mean, you might be pulling the trigger more than me, though, based on this.
Well,
Anyway,
I mean, I feel like I can maybe pick out a word that's going to catch you off. I feel like I had one previously, but I'm going to have to mull on it a bit.
well, you better decide by next week. I could give you
Oh
a
yeah,
suggestion.
100% that'll be done.
I could give you a suggestion.
Huh.
My suggestion would be, dude, would be my word.
You could do that. I'm not gonna pull the trigger on that because I feel like I can identify a better word.
Oh, a better word? Yeah, it can't be
I
something
think so.
really. It can't be something I think you know.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
can't be something
obviously.
like
Yeah.
regularly part of the language.
It
But
would be obviously something that's unnecessary in the sentence.
yes, of course.
Okay. Don't
All right,
worry.
well, I'll give you until next week to decide.
That's fine.
So I'll have a
I
word.
can tell you in a couple.
Anicor's gonna have a word, and I already ordered the Bean Boozled pack. Right, he's gonna get his as well. So for next week, we'll have a special holiday episode, and we'll eat some Bean Boozled beans, jelly beans. I might go get a Santa hat.
I
You have
was
a
going to
Santa hat
say the
home?
same thing.
Yeah, we
No,
should.
I'll
We
go
should. Yeah,
grab
yeah.
one. Yeah.
All right, okay. I like it. I like it.
Little holiday thing.
Yeah. So you have something to throw open if it gets really disgusting. You just take it off like.
I'm honestly, as when you said the vomit thing, I was like,
There actually is a vomit.
hey, I ate a flipping, what was it? Some like spinach and cheese bake, yeah. And I forgot to get it heated up, and that was terrible.
What do you mean you ate it cold?
Yeah.
But why didn't you just heat it up after the first bite? I don't understand.
Oh, I was like outside after. I bought it from somewhere. I forgot to ask them to heat it up, and I was outside, and I was like, well, kind of committed right now. And that
you
was
should ask them to pack in a black container so it would stay nice and hot in the Australian sun.
It wasn't hot in the beginning. I just forgot to ask them to heat it up. Yeah. So
I know. I'm just joking about the
already
black
a
thing.
flop. And like, oh right, yeah. Bro, but you know this is science. I don't even know why.
I know it's science, but like I don't know anyone that wears so much white because of the science. They're like, I ain't wear any black because someone told me the science. I've worn black t-shirts in the summer before. It's been fine. I've survived. Yeah, I thought you were the one that said you love the Japanese heat too. I feel like heat's not a big deal for you.
Because I'm wearing white.
No, I guarantee if I wore a bunch of white in Japan, I would not be staying that much cooler. I'm just saying.
Well, you haven't tried.
I'm pretty sure I had a white shirt on at least one point. Anyway, so let's talk about some of the. Thank you for leaving the comments, of course. Let's talk about San Antonio too, because this happened second tournament of the season on the official broadcast for sure, outside of local tournaments. And yeah, it was a big one too. Actually,
honestly, congratulations to NA because the second largest NA regional to date,
152 players.
Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive. And
isn't that more than Hartford, or is it less?
Sorry,
isn't that more than Hartford?
I thought Hartford was 180 something, but maybe I'm exaggerating.
Oh, I think it was supposed to be 170 something, but I don't know if all of them showed up. I thought it ended up being
I mean, I think the number we have for San Antonio is probably also including people who didn't show up, but I can't be sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Hartford is 169.
Yeah. Okay.
On the challenge, and then on challenge for this one, it's 152.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the answer to this, but something I was talking to Dre Flames over DMs and stuff, right? We're just chatting about random stuff, and I was like, "Oh, how was the seating?" Right? Because he was in a tough bracket. He was in bracket B. Bracket B was stacked. It had All right, let's see who's in bracket. Was it bracket B? Yeah, it was bracket B. It had Rise, Ramberto, which are the two that made out of it. Abhinav, Quasa Sucks, Straight Flames, Speedish Chief, Beach, Eastside Pastor, um, Tony Jr., Vergiverg, Oscar Licious, the old school name. I'm literally almost read every single name on this list so far. So they had a lot of people, right? That were like really solid.
Yeah.
So this was his theory. I don't know if it's like true or not. He doesn't know either, right? But he said that the seeding was good for sure, but he also thinks that the seeding happened after they're placed in the groups. Is that do you happen to know?
Um,
That's correct.
so I
So
can't
like
say
let's say
if
like
that's
there's like
correct.
8
So
groups, they'll grab
yeah.
like 30 random people per group, and then they'll seed them after they get in the group. Or is
Uh,
it they seed all 150 something and then split them up into groups?
yeah,
Get what I'm
so
saying?
I can't confirm how they do it because what I do understand is that like the people who are running the bracket, they
Mm-hmm.
have access to data which will allow them to seed, and then I think it's kind of down to their discretion how they implement the seeding, but
Yeah.
I think they all discuss with each other, right? So obviously,
Okay.
after Stuttgart, they would have, discussed the same method. So I'm assuming that they probably do use the same methods. If they do, then it would sound like to me that they would seed first and then put people
And
into
then split up
groups.
in the groups.
Yeah, and
That's
that would make most
possible.
sense to me, right? Because it's like, if you have, I don't know, like 40 players with a good history, then you just split them into those 8 groups, right? So you just split them 5 into each group,
Yeah.
so that would make sense. But that said, there's some groups where I'm a bit confused at how it worked because okay, like I let's say for example Vergi because I think this one
That's the same group I
uh
just named.
yeah, so
Yeah,
well
yeah.
him in particular stuck out to me because he was in the round one, right? So generally, I would assume that players in round one would be players with 0 history, which means that they would have to play an extra round compared to others.
Well, I mean,
But I
Speedish
know
Chief should have
Vergi
been in that
Verg
one,
is
but he
in.
wasn't in that. He wasn't
Yeah,
even in
well, it
that one.
wouldn't. Obviously, there'd be some like more players than
True, true,
is
true. Yeah.
possible to put in there, right? But this is the thing. So Verg was okay. I mean, okay. Actually, he's got. So they only take 2014, 2024, and 2023 history, and his
Yeah.
history is from 2022. So I
No, no,
guess
no.
he
He
would
top cut
be.
as Salt Lake City last season.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, this is not on his.
Yeah,
Why is this
he
not on
top
his
he.
pre profile?
Oh, I don't know.
Does
Some inaccurate data is what I'm
wait, let's
saying.
see. What month
Wait,
is Salt
let's.
Lake City? It was pretty
Yeah,
early,
Salt
right?
Lake City. He. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember he beat Elite too because Elite like misclicked a swap in top cut.
Yeah. Oh, but there he's Verg. Oh, and that's probably why
Oh.
he didn't get seeded.
Gotcha,
That's
gotcha.
really strange. Yeah, that's probably why he didn't get seeded because that means he's got 2
See the
profiles in this.
the bots, the AI, the technology, they can't beat the Caleb brain. I got a more accurate
That's
history
pretty-
than a full on data website. Y'all may have the data, but I got the memory.
yeah, that's actually a really good point. So yeah, we should I guess get that fixed.
Cross reference some of that. Cross reference at
yeah.
least a top cut if you can, right?
Well, I mean, what do you mean though? Oh, right. I see what you mean. But I mean
But
something like
also
that,
like
right? Would you notice?
group F, you got Yui Waxod, Mango, Pokemango.
Yeah,
He
but I
was
think
also played round one. I mean, yeah, I know he played in the first season and he made top cut there. I guess he didn't top cut last season, but didn't he at least play last season? I know he definitely
he
played.
did. Yeah, he
He was at
did play
Arlington
last
last
season,
season.
but
Maybe he just didn't make it far enough to warrant any seeding.
maybe he went to. The thing is, though, I'd assume that he'd probably be seeded higher than someone who just didn't play before. So
Well, he was round
that's
one
a good point,
playing. I
right?
mean,
Yeah,
that's how he got matched up into Doombug round two and for
yeah,
Doombug's first match.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? Yeah, I think that part is maybe the tournament organizers. Again, seeding's relatively new, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe they just haven't decided on a standardized way to do it. I think whatever they did at Stuttgart looked really good.
Yeah.
From my perspective, obviously there was less players playing, so maybe they couldn't adapt the same system to 8 groups instead of 4. But
That makes sense then if Vergiverg wasn't seeded at all, right? If he's
Yeah.
not seeded, Speedy wasn't seeded. Honestly, Eastside Passer, I don't think has ever made a top cut, so he might not been seeded. So like some of these like really like talented big name trainers,
Mm,
like if they weren't seeded at all, then they could have all
yeah.
accidentally end up in
And
group.
you know what? It's possible that maybe they do go just on top cuts as opposed to actual physical placement. So if you didn't top cut, then they would assume you to be on the same level as just
Yeah,
everyone.
it's possible. Yeah.
So maybe that's the system they use. And again, also with so many players, maybe that's the system you want to use because you probably don't actually have the time to be ordering people in terms of what kind of
Well,
they have
I
to do.
assume they didn't do it by hand either, right?
No, a lot of this you have to do by hand because
Oh, you do?
from
Oh,
what I understand, once you've got the
that's a lot
data,
of work.
um like challenge is not going to offer you a way to seed players, so you kind of have to manually put into groups.
No, I know, but maybe they have like a spreadsheet where they actually order the groups by
Oh
spreadsheet. They just
right, I
type in
see,
the
I
names
see, I see.
physically, right?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know. Either way, I mean, it does not like I'm not asking tournament organizers to disclose how to do it, but I was just curious based off of that.
Mm, yeah,
But yeah, either way, I think it seemed like across the board, everyone likes the seating too.
yeah,
So big
yeah,
shout
yeah.
out to the tournament organizers for you all at DracoViz who helped provide some of the data, and for TPCI employees to help kind of push this forward as well too, because I think it definitely will be better moving forward for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And when
Um,
you look at like all the groups, obviously there's certain groups where you're like that's stacked, but low key, all the groups are stacked. And I think that
Well,
should kind of be the
some are more
balance.
stacked than
Yeah,
others, so I will say
yeah.
that. But yeah, because
But,
I mean, no hate on anyone, but there were definitely some like winners finals or losers finals that looked very
yeah,
one
but you know
sided
what? The thing
compared to some
is
other.
also you look at that's true, but then you look into those groups and
See who they beat.
yeah, and they've beaten someone really significant to
True.
actually get there. So you're like, you know what?
That's a good
Fair
point.
enough.
I did. Yeah, I think we might be thinking about the same example because I was looking
Maybe,
into
yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not going
because
to name
there's some
names
people
because
I was just like,
I'm
I
not
don't know
trying to
this
like.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm
But then I
watching
look
some
at
of
who
the
they
gameplay. I'm
beat.
like, how did they get here? But then I
Yeah,
look at the bracket. I'm like, well,
yeah,
that's pretty
fair enough.
impressive that you beat this person and this
Yeah,
person. So
exactly. So
maybe it's
you
just
know
like a
what?
bad. Everyone makes mistakes, right? Especially on the big
Mhm.
stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a top 16 cut, which is pretty dope.
Mhm.
Um, and we had a pretty big brackets. Uh, Again, I don't know. I was telling some of the Draco Viz guys over a call, but I was just like, the graphics, man. Two
What, good or
things.
bad? Good. Oh well.
No, the graphics will always look good, right? But two things. One, why is that Twitter bird still there on the Draco Viz graphic? It should just be an X.
Brav. So picky. You're probably the only person who noticed that. Um,
For now. And now we got over 1,000 listeners that's going to notice that too. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm just
Well,
saying. It's time to like adjust to
legacy.
look. I don't love X as a name either, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But it's time, right? You
Mm.
gotta get with the times. How hard is it to replace the logo? It can't be that hard because I was able to do it for our podcast layout.
Well, yeah,
Number
it's
two,
zero odd. I think.
number
No one
two.
paid attention.
Especially this is a day two grab. Like I said, I share this info already, so like I'm not really beating a dead horse. I'm just being a different horse, right? Because I'm telling you, because you don't know I said this, right? It says on the day two, go into day two, right? On the final graphic, it doesn't say this, but going day two, there's an upper bracket and a lower bracket. Why is it not just winners and losers bracket?
Yeah, honestly, I'm a fan of winners and losers bracket because that's just what they're called, and I don't know why.
Exactly, that's the official
Yeah,
terminology.
I don't know why. And you
Well,
know what?
and then
I've
here's the crazier part too, right? Because if you look at the actual like top eight bracket,
yeah,
also on their same graphic, it says winners finals and losers finals.
yeah.
It's inconsistent within the same graphic. If you're gonna go with upper bracket, lower bracket, you better so say upper finals and loser finals, right?
Yeah, personally, because you know what? Also,
Yeah.
I've seen tweets about this as well, where people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't call it winners and losers because it's so like demoralizing for the losers." I'm like, "Bruv, you lost.
You
Yeah,
lost.
like
There's
there's
only
literally,
one winner out of this thing.
yeah,
Like, no.
you know,
I could be wrong. But our eventual champion of San Antonio, Doombug, I feel like is a good example of this. The man has resilience. You can say whatever you want. You can still harp on he brought in the wrong Registeel back in Milwaukee, right? He brought the right Registeel this weekend, and the man has resilience. And I guarantee you need that resilience if you ever want to be a champion, if you ever want to make it far in any bracket. You can't be dissuaded by the fact that you're in a loser's bracket and that gets in your head, right? If Doombug let that get in his head, he would have been gone, right? After round 2, right? He had the loser's bracket right away. He would have been gone right after that. No, the guy had resilience, right? So let's just
correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
I know it may have been in the finals, but was it also the losers finals where he was down 2-1?
No. He swept the losers finals.
Oh, okay.
I think he 3-0 with Dodge.
He was down 2-1 at one point.
Maybe it's possible.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I think he had a really good competitive with Dodge, however, but I think he swept with Dodge.
It was 3-1 against Wadaj, and then
so did he go 3-1? Oh, I thought he went 3-0. Maybe it was 3-1. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching it like pausing quite frequently, but I think it was 3-1 against Wadaj. But I think against Arrow. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think he was down 2-1 at one point because I remember thinking I was just like,
I think so. Yeah, he was in the first bracket. I don't know about the bracket reset. In the first bracket, he was down 2-1, but then he was able to come back in that game 4 and then
imagine being in that position where you're down 2-1, your opponent is one game away from winning the entire thing.
No. You don't even imagine that. A year ago in Arlington, he was down 0-2 against Rise Vacation. He had to reverse sweep that. Imagine being down 0-2 in the losers finals, right? And not against some chump. This is against Rise Vacation, right? Imagine that and then having to reset, come back, reverse sweep, go into the grand finals, down a set, have to reset the bracket, and went like I said, the man got resilience, and that's what you need if you want to be a champion, right? So none of this like, oh, it's demoralizing to be called losers bracket. Dude, it's okay. It's all good, right? Honestly, you're in there. Guess who else is in the loser bracket? Your opponent, right? If it's that demoralizing, it's equally demoralizing, right? What do you complain about? Like the only people that have advantage of you are people in the winners bracket that you're not even going to see unless you go all the way back to the grand finals, right? So just don't worry about the nomenclature, right? I can't look, I get it, right? Like different things affect different people, but I'm telling you, I'll be shocked if anyone wins one of these tournaments that are that distraught by the nomenclature of the bracket they're in. That's all I'm going to say, right? That's all I'm going to say. Yes, it could bother you. If it bothers you, I'm sorry, right? And like me saying it shouldn't bother you will not change that, right? You need to come to that realization yourself or work around it. But like the official terminology is winners bracket, losers bracket. That's it, right? Anyway, I'm telling you, Mr. CEO of DracoViz, unofficial CEO.
That's fine.
That's okay. I already told the graphics guys and whatever too, right? They're just like whatever. The official graphic isn't upper and lower. It doesn't say the terminology, but the final graphic does have that Twitter bird on there. And man, whatever it is, right? It's time to go, right? X is the way it is, right? Elon Musk tried to rename PayPal into X. That didn't work out, but it did work out for, I think so. Yeah. I heard he tried to rename PayPal into X, and that didn't work out like decades ago. He's like obsessed with X for whatever reason.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, no one likes it, right? I don't like it either, but it is what it is. It's official terminology. It's on the Battlecast podcast graphics. It should be on the DracoViz graphics.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just saying. Anyway, you don't have to say nothing. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Whatever. Regardless of all that random stuff, fantastic tournament, in my opinion. This meta, honestly, I will say this meta, like I said, a little bit more RPS than the last one. That is 100% true. Yeah. Right, and a little bit we're fishing for debuffs here, right? a little bit more RPS, a lot more RNG. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But the meta is more diverse.
Like Onion Frank, bruv. This guy was throwing leaf tornadoes, and I was like,
okay, I was gonna ask you about this.
Let it go, man.
I was gonna ask you about this because you were a big leaf tornado proponent, right? What you think about leaf tornado these days?
When I discussed leaf tornado, what I was trying to say, I was like, look, if Serperior is in the meta, someone's gonna use leaf tornado because it's an option and they find it, like interesting. And actually, this time around, I So last time I didn't rate the usage of Leaf's Tornado by Galax Cobalt, and obviously he made it work. But I didn't think it was really the call. Again, he made it
Yeah.
work. So ratings to him. However, this time round, I think Out of Pocket was saying the purpose of Leaf Tornado was you don't really have anything to aerial ace. And honestly, I quite like that trail of thought at the moment because again, Frenzy Plant was always doing more damage than a resisted aerial ace anyway. So really, what are you aerial acing, sorry, that you won't just Frenzy Plant? And
Uh,
if you're going for a bait, then you can just Leaf Tornado, you know?
yeah, I guess that's true.
So I
Well, what were
think
you?
this
Well,
time
okay.
around,
Actually, a better question is, what were you aerial acing before? The other
so
superior,
I believe before, yeah. So other
opposing superior.
superiors,
Okay.
you were probably
Venusaur. There wasn't a single Venusaur in
yeah,
Top Cut, so and
yeah,
there's
yeah.
barely any
Obviously,
superior, so it
Venusaur,
makes
yeah,
sense why they would drop it.
yeah. So I guess grass types you were aerialating before, and I feel like there was something else, right? But maybe
Dude,
it was just
I'm
grass
looking at this
types.
top 16 graphic. Was there really only one grass type? That's kind of
Um,
wild. Onion Frank was the only person that brought grass in the entire top 16 bracket.
yeah,
Oh
that's
no,
wild.
no, Mama Klein brought Trevenant.
Right. Okay.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Valor Ash brought Superior as well.
But still, that's actually a pretty
Yeah,
low amount of grass.
yeah,
Um,
three
yeah.
out of 16.
And interestingly, like we had some
What
like
about Charger Bug? Isn't it better against Charger Bug to throw aerial?
no, because again, like aerial ace is neutral, frenzy plant is resisted, and if there's only one difference between resistance, then frenzy plant is still stronger.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, even in that situation, you're better off
Wait, but
frenzy
then
plant.
okay, so in that same vein, oh yeah, no, you're right, because against Superior, Friend Punch resistant
Yeah.
and aerial is super
Yeah.
effective.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Um,
So yeah, this time around I think it was more worth it. But bruv, I can't remember which match it
it
was
was
yet.
against Evan. I already know his talk specs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
because I was watching it, I was like, I mean, I get it, right? But like, but and if Evan at a certain point, his no shields made complete 100% sense. Like
Mhm.
it made no sense for him to shield at that point because
Yeah.
the frenzy plan wasn't going to take out the talk specs anyway. He was going to just let it go. And so, but he kept going for the leaf
Yeah,
tornado
and I also
debuff.
felt like in that matchup, it's like you didn't need the debuff to win it or like to advance it.
He really needed alignment, I think,
Yeah.
in
Do you know
his
what the thing
mind.
is?
But
Yeah.
I don't remember what the line
I
was
don't
though.
know if this is a um like just an onion frank thing, right? But this is something I was thinking while watching his match. So obviously onion frank is known for using shadow victory bell, bastion, like what people
In
consider like
GBL,
in GBL, but he also tried to make it work in show 6 quite a lot last season.
did he? I don't think
um
so. Well, he would do.
he
He
was
would like
using something wild.
he went like half measures though, which is
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
told him I was
obviously.
like, just go all for it. He went Shadow Victory Bell G Fisk, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I was
something
like,
like
dude, just bring the basket out.
that. But as
Like if
in
you're gonna go
so
for it, just go for it, right?
yeah,
Like
so
because it
like
doesn't. The full strategy doesn't work. Strategy doesn't work as well if you don't go for the full strategy. I feel like,
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can notice that over time he's strayed a bit, like a bit more away from it. But I think it kind of implies that he's very happy to, because a lot of those using those kind of mons, it's almost alignment based, right? So you're kind of gambling on your team reads or like the team comps you put out and stuff. And so this again, this is just like a big assumption, yeah. But this would kind of imply to me that he's happy to play with RNG and like take advantage of it, right? But I feel
Uh,
like when
he
it
runs the same
comes,
teams as out of pocket in most recent memory. Like in the past year or so,
yeah,
maybe past year plus, they've been running the same exact teams.
but as in like with so with this particular situation, right? I
Oh, you're
feel
talking
like
about a very specific situation rather than like
yeah,
the
yeah. So
team
I
itself. Yeah, yeah, okay.
feel like based on the teams that he has brought in the past, that he's probably a player who would kind of lean into these kind of gambles, right?
Mm.
And I think that has some merit, but at the same time, like I feel like these sorts of RNG, you should be using it as um like a last measure or an extra measure, or where it's like really necessary, as opposed to just going for it wherever you can, right? So I think a good example of this, right, is Icy Wind and Scald on Polyrath. You saw a lot of people at Stuttgart throwing Icy Wind because they was like, I'd much rather get the guaranteed attack debuff so that I know what I'm playing with, as opposed to flipping a coin and gambling on the Icy Wind, right? Whereas I feel like maybe Onion Frank would be like, well, let's go for the Scald and risk it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. This is just an assumption of mine. It definitely.
I don't know. I feel like that situation is slightly different though, because Icy Wind. Well, because it's different. Because it's okay. You want to know why? Because it's like a guaranteed debuff on a Leaf Tornado or a 0.5% debuff on a Frenzy Plant. That would be a better analogy. Because a Scald is doing more damage and it's a coin flip. Leaf Tornado is feast or famine, right? You doing less efficiency and there's a chance you don't get the debuff, right? So it could be a double negative. Whereas Scald, you're still getting something out of it, some guaranteed damage out of it, right? Assuming they don't shield.
Yeah. So I mean, either way, there was definitely some usage of Leaf Tornado where I was like, I don't know if that was necessary at that point.
I don't know. I think the matchup itself might have been tough for him too. I think the talk specs look really good into his team in a lot of different situations. But I'm not. I mean, I honestly I think I'm not going to microanalyze Onion Frank's play. I think he did great this weekend overall. But this bracket was kind of stacked.
Yeah. I mean, this top cut is insane, to be honest. And also, what was
let's think about the people that didn't even make top cut.
Yeah, true. Well,
you're a
Jeff. Yeah,
you're a hard Jeff believer. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Do you know what? Honestly, I think,
is it the meta?
No, I think if anything, this is a. So first of all, let's look at his run. So
is NA just better?
Let's not go too far. Yeah.
So what was the results of Worlds last year? I'm just saying.
He had an early knockout and then a really good losers run, and then
he did. Yeah.
Got knocked out in the losers bracket, but
he lost to Aztec San. Who is that?
Yeah, I have no clue. So let me just do a quick.
I mean, it was a 2-1, so it could have been close.
Yeah.
And then he won against Physics Mon, who I've definitely seen in Sylph tournaments before.
Aztec San has no history, it seems.
Yeah. He lost to Flying Pizza. I mean, this is no hate on Hard Jeff, by the way, but the people that he beat aren't like big name players either. Yeah. The people he lost to
it shows that he's still human, right? You can't go undefeated forever. Yeah.
I know. It's a really great reframing of your hero. Like, this is a good thing because it shows that he's mortal, that he's not cheating. Look, again, no hate on Hard Jeff, but the outside NA players that come here don't usually fare super well on NA grounds. BB-licious did great, though. I mean, BB-licious got second.
Inadequate's got fourth.
And then what about this year in Toronto?
Yeah, well, I mean, so he still did it one time.
Okay. Coin flip. Yeah, he's a Leaf Tornado.
Yeah, well, then the thing is that the Mexicans tend to do quite well when they come over.
Yes, but I would say they're more NA. I feel like they play in more NA tournaments than LATAM tournaments, right? Like Andrew Mahar's, Eomero, they're seasoned NA veterans that aren't from NA, right? Yeah. I mean, technically Mexico is part of North America, but
apparently San is also Mexican.
Who? Who is? Oh, really? Okay. Oh, came straight from Mexico?
Apparently, yeah. Well, I mean, wow. I don't know if you. I don't know all those details.
I don't know. You're the one saying it, not me. I'm just asking a follow-up question. Well, that's a very logical question, right? I mean, he could be Mexican that lives in Oklahoma all his life, right? Where did you get that he's Mexican?
He's just got the Mexican flag next to his name.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
That was going a bit too deep. I didn't.
Anyway, no. I mean, like I said, I still think Hard Jeff's one of the best players in the world, but it is interesting. His dominance is very LATAM focused.
Well, I mean, we've only got one example, two examples.
Well, worlds.
So,
yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. Come out again. Come out to LA regionals. Yeah, but it seemed like he had a great time though, which is
yeah.
I think
cool.
Kevin Saladares showed him the ropes,
as he always seems to do.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
welcoming
but
host.
yeah, generally, like you said, a lot of good players didn't make top cut, and
But
again,
the players that
the
made Top Go were also A1. I
yeah.
actually don't know Senki lore very well. That's the only person I
So
did not
he,
recognize.
from what I know, he's that's interesting. He's got an American flag, but maybe he lives in the US. But I believe he's probably Brazilian, and this is just based on the fact that he's got E4 in front of his name. So that's like Elite Four, which was Zardy's old team.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so
I think I followed him on Instagram actually.
yeah, yeah. So I imagine he's maybe Brazilian. Um,
What's the
but
streak of his profile say?
well, next to his name on the registration, it also has US. So I guess he's registered in the US. And I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that's a bit
I
of
mean,
an
he
L,
could.
you know, because like he could
Why?
have. I feel like he could have been eligible for the. Assuming okay, again, assuming he is Brazilian, right?
But what if he's just not
Then
Brazilian?
if he's not Brazilian, then fair
He
enough.
just plays for a
Yeah,
Brazilian team.
yeah, yeah. But you know, assuming he is Brazilian, then bruv, you may as well have entered in
I
LATAM.
feel like he's probably not. He might be
You think
Brazilian, but just
so?
not from Brazil. He might live in North America. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, I would still go for Brazilian as well.
Wait, what? Why?
That's
You can't do that if you live in. You don't got
well, I mean,
like
he's probably got credentials to prove that he's
you don't
you
got
know
what's his name?
eligible.
The
So,
Clefable guy. What's his name again?
SS Thorn
Yeah, you don't got
doing
SS
Colombia.
Thorn
Yeah,
with like going for LATAM championship
but
points.
he could.
What do you mean he
He-
could? He doesn't have if he doesn't have an address registered to it, how could he?
okay, if he's got family out there, I'm pretty sure he'd be able to figure it out. You know,
I don't know. I mean, it's like
again,
kind
this
of
is assumption
sketch though,
that he's
because you're
got
getting the
family
payouts and stuff, and you're going to local cups like in tournaments. That's a little sketch
You know what? I
in
think
Toronto, right?
yeah, but I think okay, if you have a strong enough connection, yeah, that you have like direct family that will allow you to use their address, then I think you have a strong enough
Uh,
connection to the country that you can do it. But whatever,
I
whatever.
don't. I
It's,
wouldn't endorse those strats personally.
I mean, I'm not.
Also,
It's not a
what's
strat. It's not a strat, huh?
it is a strat if you live in North
Well,
America. You could go to all these North American regionals. What do you mean it's
yeah.
not a strat? What would it be?
No, but I feel like like not you deserve it, but like it's it's like almost your right. Like it's your heritage, right? So I feel like you could.
No, it's not. No, championship
Yes.
points aren't based on your birthright. They're just based on where you reside. Like, like just because no, that's the thing. Every Hispanic player in the U.S. that lives here should be able to. No, that's not how it works. Like, no one's the regions aren't like if you're born here, right? Like.
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
technically born in APAC, right? You don't see me going for Oceania points.
Yeah, because there aren't any. Oh wait, yeah, yeah,
Well,
but that doesn't
Oceania,
count.
yeah.
No, no, because then you
Yeah,
would
but
have to
yeah,
go on the
but
TPC,
yeah.
because you wouldn't be able to get them here. So,
No, I wouldn't even be able to play because they don't got
but like,
no
look, Kimi
tournament
Sui,
in
for
China.
example, look, Kimi Sui, he
Yeah.
played in the first APAC qualifiers in 2022 and came like
Was
fifth
he
or something
in was he
for
in
Taiwan.
Taiwan at the time though?
I don't
He
know,
might have
but
been
I
in
mean, I'm
Taiwan at the
assuming
time.
he lives in the US. But
That's
I would
interesting.
think that's completely fine. I think there was like, for example, Count Xevious entered the Indian qualifiers, but lives in Belgium. And again, personally, I think that's completely fine as well.
No,
And I think if you
be
asked
allowed though. How can you double dip like that?
if you're Indian, you're
Okay,
Indian, innit?
no,
Like,
but
yeah, you
it's
live
a
in Belgium, but if you're Indian, and
yeah, but it's
surely
a
you can live
tournament
in
just
Belgium.
for those in the region. It's not what ethnicity you are, right? I don't even know if Count Zuvius is even nationality wise Indian anymore, unless he has dual citizenship. But he might be UK nationality, right?
Belgium, Belgium. But
Or Belgium, sorry, Belgium nationality.
maybe. But I mean,
I don't
I think that's
know
fine. I think that's fine.
why. I don't think that's fair at all.
Because no, but I think look, if you're Indian and you've lived in India and you've got that like connection, then
Well, you can only
why
have.
not?
Oh, okay, I'll put it this way. I mean, aside
Mm,
from like if you're ready in a TPCI region, trying to
yeah,
skew it to a lower point qualification there, but like
because
especially
obviously
if you're
now you can't.
you're competing in TPCI region and then trying to compete in a TPC region,
Well,
I
now
feel
you
like you
can't do
can't
it
have
this
both.
season.
You definitely
You
can't do
can't do it
both.
this season. You can't do it this season. Yeah,
Well, obviously, but wait, how are
because
you able
they
to do
changed
impact?
rules. Huh? But like last season, you would have been able to. And
But
I
that still
personally,
doesn't seem fair to me, in my opinion, because he's already competing in all the TPCI ones. Why would he compete in the TPC region as well?
I mean, I
Wasn't
don't know.
like the rule
I don't know what to
before,
say.
like
I think
let's say,
Abhinav also competed in India as well last season, and then but also entered a tournament in NA.
yeah, that's a little weird to me. I don't know. I don't
Personally,
know what the official.
I think he
I don't
should
know what
have
the
got.
official ruling is. So like
Well,
this is just my thoughts,
this
but
season, the official ruling is now
you can only do one
if
or the
you're
other, right?
registered in TPC, you can't earn championship points in
Yeah.
TPC.
So there's no reason for BJ to even be playing in
Nah, he's
Peoria.
just playing for fun.
What if he
Yeah,
won all Peoria though?
he wouldn't qualify.
Wow, that's kind of
He'd
nuts.
still have to enter the Thailand region. Yeah,
Wow.
but he'd probably get money and stuff, right? But he
It's a
just
good
wouldn't
thing
get the qualify.
it's a good thing he paused on that one
Yeah,
turn Dragon
yeah,
Breath.
yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Saved
imagine he
himself
probably
some
got money
stress.
for it. Yeah, but yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Because like also I
Well, I
noticed,
don't
for
think there's
example,
money outside of
Tenyu.
Top Cut, I think, right? He might have got some cards though.
Uh oh yeah, true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying? Who?
So Chen Yu, who also
Yeah.
top cut this time, I believe he's also,
He's got
I
a
think,
US
from
flag.
Hong Kong. He's got a
Yeah, he's
US
got
flag, so he's obviously registered in the US. So I guess he can't enter the APAC qualifiers
yeah.
this year. But I believe he has maybe has previously entered the APAC qualifiers because he's from Hong
Mm.
Kong.
What do
But
we
yeah,
know the
personally,
format for this year for TPCI or TPC APAC
They
qualifiers?
haven't announced anything yet.
It's just
I
so
believe
tough.
it's
You
going to
you
be the
get
same.
you get like one tournament and that's it. I do
Yeah,
think the Swiss format, the 2 weeks, like 1 week Swiss, 1 week like you change your team, double
double.
elimination. I like that format,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
just like it's
Just
so
the highlights.
cutthroat though. You just, well, I mean, it's not even about like top two because last year that's how the format was for all the other regions too. But it's more so that you only get one shot, which is why
Yeah.
like I just thought
Well,
I just like I'm not a huge favor of like people from TPCI regions also competing in TPC when like everyone TPC regions only got one
yeah,
shot and
I
you're going to
agree with that.
enter to like try
Yeah,
to steal a spot from them when you had so many chances throughout the whole year. Like this
that's
is
true.
like I'm not even like calling out any names because I don't know who's actually done whatever, but I just think like I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if there's actually any rules against it. Maybe not, and that's why they're able to do it. But last
Yeah,
year
I mean, obviously,
specifically,
yeah. This year, well, the thing is, this year, I wonder if because again, they haven't announced anything about the TPC tournaments yet, so I don't actually know if there's any rules against people who are registered in TPCI entering the
well, if
TPC.
BJ was able to play in
No, the other way
Peoria,
around.
I
The other
know,
way
I know.
around.
If he was able to do that, what's stopping it from doing the other way around?
Yeah, well, I mean, from what I believe it may be ESL who have to regulate that, and let me just say, yeah, their regulation is not exactly bulletproof. You know,
Yeah.
there was one incident last season. Yeah, not trying to mention any names, but if you know, you know. Yeah, of a certain very not Filipino player trying to enter in the Filipino bracket of the APAC
What?
qualifiers. Yeah, yeah. And
DM me the name. DM me the name. I want to see
I,
who this is. Do I know who it is?
probably.
There's just like certain things that like I don't like
I
when
did
people
not
do
agree with
that's just
that.
like a
I
little
did
bit
not
grimy,
agree with
and
that
I just
so
want to
much. But
keep.
I think they were like two
What?
rounds in. They were two
They don't
rounds
even
in, and
look Filipino.
brother, I know.
Wait, why
Apparently
would they enter in? Why? What was the purpose?
they wanted to qualify.
So they entered a Filipino tournament.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that they lived in and I don't remember if it was Philippines exactly. It might have been like Singapore or something like that. But their claim was that they lived there for a couple years ago in uni or something like that. And I was like, bruv, that is the
Okay, okay,
most
no, no,
tenuous link.
no, no. I get what you're saying, but wouldn't the flip side be similar to what you're saying about someone like SS Thorn trying to qualify under LATAM championship point qualifications instead of NA, even though he lives in NA like full time all most of the year round?
Yeah, but if his family's Colombian, then I think that's
But
fine.
it doesn't.
I don't
But
know.
he's not there.
And
Like I mean, the reason why they.
also, I think I'm advocating more for that because there's not the same system of like there's only one opportunity and you're taking someone else's spot. Because like if he did that, he's
Yeah,
not
but
taking anyone else's spot. He's just giving himself an advantage, but it's not taking from anyone else. I think if it was the TPC system, then yeah, I'd be like, you know what, just stick to one region and
okay,
like
let's go with this then because we talked about this privately, right, off air. I have a patron of mine who lives in EU,
Mhm.
but is you said it was from the Middle East, right?
Mm.
Remember
Yeah,
you saw
yeah,
their flag, right?
yeah,
But they're competing under the EU qualification regions, uh, and I don't know
yeah,
specifically why either. I'm not going to dox this person either, but they might be in the UK or EU
yeah,
for school purposes or work purposes, whatever. But nationality wise, they might not be European from
yeah.
any of the European countries. But he's qualifying under European Championship qualification points,
I
and
mean,
I think that makes
fair enough.
sense. I mean, I think that's a fair.
Personally though,
I think that's a fair thing that he's doing, right?
yeah, but I think he can very much put himself under the Middle East banner. And personally, I would have no problem with it. I'd be like, you know what, fair enough.
I don't. I mean, but like, why?
Again, he's not taking away from any Middle Eastern players by doing so.
No. Okay, I put it this way.
So
It's more so like the reason why we have championship points this season is because it is you're getting rewarded for not winning first or second, right? You
right,
have a
yeah.
chance to qualify for Worlds, and I'm not saying it's easier, but it does reward consistency, right?
Mhm.
Um, However, if you're, I don't know, like what the regional system looks like in the Middle East or those areas, but if they just have like only one or two tournaments, that's why their qualifications are way lower for championship points.
Mhm.
You're not really rewarding people for consistency if you could just go to like 5, 6+ EU tournaments and qualify,
Yeah, but
not
do you know
doing
what
as
the thing is?
much.
The thing
Like you
is
don't
though,
have
is
to
that
be
like
consistent. You just have to go a few times and make it, right?
yeah, but the thing is that the whole championship point system is based on that anyway, because someone who legitimately lives in, a South American country and has that 300-point bar can pay to fly out to every single regional and earn their points by doing so.
I yes,
You know what I mean?
but flight from there compared to a flight from if you're
I
already
understand,
in like the
but again,
UK or in
no,
like
but again, it's not
Texas,
like
right? It's
yeah, but it's
different.
not rewarding them for being consistent. It's rewarding them for having more money. Yeah. So
Well,
already
I
the
mean
system is
championship
based
points in
on
general, it does reward,
yeah.
frequent
So
flyers for sure to a
exactly. So
degree.
if
But
that system is put in
that's
place,
why the point system is higher for NA and EU than the other regions. Because you
why?
can only because there's more opportunities to compete. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but again, you're still, someone with enough money, yeah, can still be rewarded for having more money just by going
Sure.
to regions.
I
Yeah,
agree.
so
Yeah.
that system already exists. So I think the
But
argument of
why perpetrate it even further from like
I
the
feel like
original
you have a
purpose
right
of
to
it?
because that's how the system is. Like again, obviously,
What's the
I
right?
rate
I'm
your
just trying to
patron.
understand the right. What's
You're
the
right.
you
It's
have
because
the
you're
right?
from that country, right? So okay, look. Obviously, your patron. I rate them because they're going for the EU system, yeah. Because
Yeah,
obviously they want to earn it in that sort of way.
yeah, and
But
they
personally,
currently
I wouldn't
reside in
feel
EU.
any kind of way if they decided to be in the Middle East banner
Okay,
because I'm like, you know what, you're
but
from there.
I feel like you could also game the system and say, "Hey, I'm in Oceania. I'm going for
Honestly,
Oceania
and you know,
qualifications."
I don't know if I've said this on thingy, but the main two reasons I'm not doing that: one,
Okay,
because they only have 4 travel awards, and two, or like 2 travel awards, 2 travel stipends, and
yeah.
two, because personally, I'd also want to earn it under the like European banner as well. So that's
Okay,
just like
but
a me personal thing. But
okay.
honestly, if
Let's say
someone was in my
someone's
situation and did it,
you wouldn't feel bad
then
about it at all.
I mean,
You sorry, not you feel bad about it. You wouldn't like judge them for it at all.
only really for the travel stipend part, just because that feels like you're taking something from the
Yeah,
people
but
here.
they can't control that, right?
Assuming
They
that,
get the travel stipend. They get the travel stipend, right?
yeah, but like, okay, if assuming that the travel stipend thing wasn't a factor, I wouldn't judge them for it.
But it's always
I,
going to be a factor.
more so in this case, I guess,
Yeah.
because of the nature of the Australian circuit, that there's no internationals. So if you attend an international, you're already kind of in the run for a travel stipend, assuming you do like well
Yeah.
enough at an international, right? So, based on that, I feel like it's more of a factor in Oceania, whereas in South America, for example, you've got LAIC, so
Okay,
it's
so
kind of a bit.
I don't know. I guess my thing is it's not even just like It feels a little grimy, but you're watering down the competitiveness
Yeah,
of
but
the skill level of Worlds qualifiers if they're gaming the system like that, in my opinion.
I understand that. But you know what the thing is there's so many other ways to game the system, and I think
I
these
know,
ways
but
are
why add
done.
additional way? Why allow additional way to game it
Uh,
to water it down even more?
no, no, but it's not even about allowing it. Yeah, it's more about like, would I judge people for doing it or not, right? And
Yeah, what do you
because
judge people?
these
It's not.
ways
It's
are
there's no
these
like.
ways are like allowed, right? Or like you can
Well,
technically
I don't
do.
know. I'm not the one that sets the rules, so I don't. I'm just a
Yeah, well,
commentator, right?
I
But
think these ways are like, technically possible, but it's more like how would I feel about it? And personally, I
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
feel
care.
too. No, because again, you know what the thing is. I think we're gonna get some competitors who, maybe have qualified through potential. And I'm not saying anyone's particularly doing this, but there's the capability of gaming the locals system, and there's a possibility to qualify through locals where maybe you're not competing against the best opponents, but you're reaping in all the CP, right? So there's a possibility of qualifying for worlds without necessarily being skillful enough to do it.
Yeah,
And I
yeah, of
think we're
course.
going to get players like that who are going to qualify for worlds this season. Is what it is. There's no way of stopping it, right? So I feel like we're going to get players qualifying for worlds who don't deserve it. And personally, the way I feel about that is, well, you know, if they don't deserve to be there, then it's going to show in the first two rounds. And if maybe they do deserve to be there, then they're going to prove it. But I don't think we can do anything
Yeah,
skill
but
level being
for
low down.
well, yeah. I mean, it's like I mean, it is what it is too, right? Like, there's only so many ways TBCI or TBC can police that. But
Exactly.
I think for me personally speaking, why I don't love that is because you're not only watering down the competition, you also water down what it means to be a world's qualified competitor.
Yeah, but I think again,
Like, you know how,
the
like, on
nature of
streams, the
this.
commentators are like, "Oh, like, this person, like, Extra was a world's qualified competitor, and,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's a really big upset," or blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
Just imagine, like, 5 years from now.
I know, but and
It would be
no, no,
like,
it's
"There's 10 out of 12 players in this bracket is a world's qualified
yeah,
competitor,"
you're not
right?
wrong, but I think again, I think it's the nature of the system that you're gonna have players who are like that. And
Yeah.
like I said, even if it's not through, changing your region, it's gonna be through gaming CP from locals. So like you're gonna have some people who are gonna be in that category.
No, no, I get that, right? But that's
Yeah,
why I'm like more against like people trying to game the system even further in a system where they could already find like honestly, if Oceania doesn't get locals, that
yeah,
is in my opinion like a legit like qualification. Like the people coming out of Australia and Oceania are going to be like legit heavy hitters,
right.
right?
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah, yeah.
someone from like the other regions might be like, oh, like how
Yeah.
many people were at these local cups of yours? These 6 local cups, you got 50 points in each, right? Like how many, like those are
Foreman.
like big head scratchers. I will say
Yeah,
too. I mean, out of, I feel like I feel like Oceania players are usually the heavy hitters at Worlds anyway. They're like definitely there's definitely
yeah.
more of them top cutting. I think than percentage wise than like most of the
I
regions, if not all the
agree. Yeah,
regions,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I personally, I think they can do it because ultimately, you know what, it's going to show on the world stage anyway, right? Whether it's within their own morals, that's up to them. Like I said, your patron, I rate that because you know what, I think it's good to be able to earn it, and your patron is earning it as well. Pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, we had it was in one of
Maybe I
our
should name
discords.
drop him one day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, just in case he doesn't
I'll
want
wait
to be.
till he
No,
wins all of EUIC. Then I'm like,
yeah,
yo, this guy's legit. I've been talking
well,
about
it's
him.
funny because this morning, so there's the first, or from what I understand, is the first locals in London finally being
Yeah,
organized.
yeah,
And you know what? Maybe let me look up the details because it was a good time for a little plug.
yeah.
Um, so the first locals in London is being co-organized also by Dinoski, so second place Stuttgart player.
Yeah.
Um, and it is on the 6th of January.
Okay.
It's a normal league challenge, and it's at Stanley Gibbons. So,
Okay.
any London players or players around London, um, go for it. So apparently, due to it being the first one, there's only a limited amount of spots. So there's 24 places, and I think it's like WTM Go was like, "Don't you mean 23 places? Your patron has already signed up." Because this guy is just at every UK local.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, he'd be grinding.
Yeah.
Hey man, but hey, he's going for the EU qualification, so like he's
got
just
to,
as European as everyone else there. You know, that's
but
what
he's
I'm
doing well
saying.
in the locals as well.
He is, yeah, he is. He sent me updates. He
that's
actually said
funny.
he was gonna try using low punny for one of his tournaments. He ended up not.
Interesting. Yeah, you know what? I also rate that as well, being able to use these as ways of trying out new things.
Yeah,
Because
I was just
they're like
like,
low risk. I mean,
we.
yeah, whether it whether it works out or not is obviously different.
Well, yeah, he decided it wasn't first.
But you know what?
That
That
was,
said, though, going back onto the topic of San
he's a fellow
Antonio.
listener to the podcast, so I should say that.
Yeah. Well, shout
What
out!
up,
I know who
Blake?
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to the the initial topic, which was San Antonio. An interesting shift in well, okay, when I say an interesting shift in the meta, so
the Gligar adaptation is like so funny because like everyone was on that same train of thought outside of Balarash. Oh no,
well,
even
this is
Balarash
the
had the
thing.
Gligar.
Yeah,
He had
this is the
Talonflame
thing.
though. I
Everyone
mean, of
saw the
course.
teams at Stuttgart and was like,
Yeah.
well, these all seem pretty weak to Gligar.
Yeah.
And so everyone then literally made that adaptation. So I think that wasn't surprising. What I think was quite notable was okay. So one interesting thing was the Shadow A slash, and I think that also made sense as well in that it's just as risky as it was last season, right? There's not necessarily any more risk here. I think
It feels a
initially
little
people
riskier for some reason. That's just
well,
me.
I think it felt riskier because people were expecting Talonflame right at the beginning, right? So it's like now there's two things, and if that's your fire flying type, then as opposed to Charizard, where you can actually have a bit more play. But obviously, Talonflame's nowhere to be seen really, aside from Valarash. And it makes more sense because again, if you're expecting a lot of Altaria, if you're expecting people to be adjusting to Gligar, if you're expecting dragon types, if you need a steel type that still does decently against Azumarill, but doesn't necessarily have the same kind of weaknesses that Registeel does, then maybe Shadow A slash is that option.
What do you think about Bronzong?
Bronzong, you know what? Honestly, I thought that was very interesting.
Hey, you were actually on point. Speedy ended up going 3-2, I think.
3-2.
And you said 3-2 or 4-2 as your prediction.
Yeah. So and you know what? Honestly,
he was
I
in the
watched
top
that match.
bracket.
Yeah, he did well. He did well. I think
he said he got the itch again to compete.
That's sick. That's actually really exciting.
And then Butters was like, "Oh, it's so great to commentate." I'm like, "You're next." And then someone was like, and it's like, "Wholesome, you too." And he's like, "Oh, I'll do it when there's an Austin regional." I was like, "What do you mean an Austin regional? You San Antonio and Arlington were both in your state, and you chose to commentate. Like these are the ones you should be capitalizing on. Same thing to Butters too, right? I know Butters probably don't listen to these episodes, but you should have gone to the Sacramento one to compete, to the Fresno one to compete.
He's still got LA. He's still got LA. We need to pressure him.
Yeah, but LA's not as it's drive. I mean, it is drivable to a degree, but like these are the ones you should compete in if you're a commentator. Because like, why have they're not even going to fly out for these. You got to drive yourself anyway. They just reimburse you on the gas, probably, right? I like it makes no sense to fly out for these when they're driving distance,
money wise.
Yeah. Like it's just like that way you don't have to worry about the flights. Like especially if they're driving distance, you could just drive right home right after every night. Like what? Like this is it.
Go for it, bro.
I don't want to hear these excuses, right?
Honestly, and I think you know what,
put yourselves in the competitor's shoes.
Yeah, they're two players also who have had previous success in GBL, so I'd like to see them try this out. I feel like anyone who has the skill,
you mean Wholesome and Butters?
Yeah, Wholesome and Butters, right?
Yeah.
So like, I feel like anyone who has the skill, you kind of owe it to the circuit to compete. In my opinion, you owe it to the circuit.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
So excited for when that day comes. But Bronzong, I think, is interesting because actually, this was one thing I was thinking at the beginning of the season with something like Hypno, where I was like, um, a confusion user or just psychic types at the moment are relatively free because nobody really wants to run. It seems like this season nobody really wants to run something like an Umbreon, right? You have a Azumarill, you have Charger Bug,
There
and
was
you
one
have
Umbreon top cut
a
from Mama Climbs. That was it.
yeah. So that was the only one, and
Rise
like
had
I think
Rise
she's
had Guzzlord. That's a dark type, but those are the only two dark
yeah, but
types
I
off
mean,
top cut.
with Guzzlord, it's a bit
Yeah,
different
it's a
because
little
it's
different.
like
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
bit more dragon, right? So, but yeah, nobody really wants to run a
Well,
dark type.
it still walls off the Bronzong though.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
but yeah, and then you've got the primary counter user is one that doesn't take neutral, foul plays or dark type moves. So I think dark types seem a bit less free this season, and as a result it seems like you could get a lot of neutral play out of psychic. So I don't think it was a bad choice.
would
I
you
think it
run
was
it
an interesting
yourself?
choice. No. But but I mean, this is I rate him for doing it. But I think in the similar
You're
vein
playing the
for
politician just like Speedy as Chief, right? Hyping it up like, yeah, it's pretty good. I rate that. It's
no, I'm
pretty
saying
good,
like I
bruv.
can
You
see where
know,
he's
there's not
coming
a lot
from,
of dark types. What do you run? No, it's still trash, man.
I'd say I see
Not
where he's coming
me.
from.
It's not for
I'd say
me.
look on the better side of the coin, right, is something like Deoxys defense, where again at the moment it seems like there's nothing really resisting the psycho boost, or if it's resisting the psycho boost, then it's taking super effective from the counters at least. So it doesn't seem like Deoxys defense has a strictly super negative matchup in this meta at the moment.
That's true because Whiscash is not as popular as I thought it would be. So,
Mhm.
because that was the main thing is Whiscash is super uncomfortable because you have to debuff yourself to do anything meaningful, right?
Yeah, right.
But
But even then, it's like I think if it's not something like a Sableye or an Umbreon, then it just feels a bit like at the worst case, even like for example against a Trevenant, you've got play where you can Psycho Boost it initially, switch out when it comes back around, Psycho Boost it again, and it may actually be within range of either countering down or that second Psycho Boost. So um, you have like play to pivot around with those mons, but you don't really have that with something like an Umbreon or with something like a Sableye. But those mons are just nowhere to be seen at the moment.
yeah,
I thought another interesting. Well, I guess you mentioned a bit earlier about the Skeledirge.
Doombug won it all with a
Skeledirge.
Skeledirge.
Yeah, man.
And he used it actually quite a bit in certain matchups. I think he used it a lot in Rise Occasions matchup, right?
So I think I noticed on his stream games he didn't use it at all until I think from the losers finals, and then in the grand finals as well.
Well, he brought it into Rise too, and that was before the losers finals.
Oh right, okay. So maybe it was from
Loser
Rise's match,
semis,
but I
yeah.
think a lot of his earlier games I noticed that he wasn't bringing it at all, and I was wondering
Wow.
if it seemed like a dead weight for him, but obviously
He found
as the
openings
game's
with
gone
it.
on, he used it quite a lot.
Dude,
Um,
you know what else would have play?
uh,
Look at Arrow's
what
team.
was it?
What beats 4/5 out of those Pokemon?
What on Arrow's team?
Yeah.
Are you going to say Bastiodon?
Dude, of course. Heartbeats Carbink, Heartbeats Ligaton, Heartbeats Skarmory, Heartbeats Charger Bug. You know, Bastion, if you safe swap a Bastion, or typically you don't safe swap, but if you swap in a Bastion and they counter swap with Shadow Gligar, if you're not baiting with Shadow Gligar, you lose it once.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's wild, right? Because I was screaming Berto the night before, and I was like, your team's kind of weak to Bastion because he had triple flyers, right? Obviously, Gligar's better than
Yeah,
Bastion.
that was
He had
wild.
Lickitung and Charger Bug.
Yeah.
And first set of scrims, I was getting destroyed, right? So then I adjusted a little bit. I kept the Bastion, but I adjusted the rest of the team, and he won 1 out of 5 games. Yeah. And one of the games, it came down to he had a full health Altaria and a Gligar, and I don't even know what my last Pokemon. I think I had like a 2 HP like Lickitung or something, and a Bastion full health.
And that was
I only
it.
had to tank. We had one shield apiece. I only had to tank one dig because he couldn't get to the third dig after not baiting. And then my Bastion pretty much took out the Altaria at like this much HP.
Yeah, do you know what? Fair enough, isn't it? Fair enough. It's yeah.
Maybe
It's
I'll
not
bring it.
bad.
Maybe I'll go to Portland and bring it. You know.
Honestly, I think you should, man. I think
This is
maybe
at
this
least
is
a
a
better meta.
testament.
In the last meta, actually, like
Yeah,
Bastion actually had no play.
yeah. So
But
maybe
this
it's
meta, Altaria's back, Skarmory's here. I think there's
mm,
gonna be more Skarmory at the next tournament
yeah.
because
I
of all
mean,
this Gligar.
it's really unfortunate, because I kind of wish people would have pivoted to something else. But
Well, I mean, what would he pivot to? That hardball assist.
I mean, you could pivot to a different
Frostlass?
flyer,
I'll take.
like I mean, you could still have the Altaria. You could pivot to like a Mandibuzz or something like
I
that.
mean, they could pivot to those. Bastion will be fine.
Yeah. Okay, if
You
you're
pivot to
Bastion.
any flyer but Gligar, and I'm okay with that. Just
Um,
remember
yeah,
though,
I
the
think
one
I think
shields.
the Gligar edition does add in an extra sort of dimension of like, well, how are people gonna develop from here, right?
Hmm.
Um, because obviously you want something that deals with Gligar, but you also want something that deals with like a lot of the other common picks, like maybe Lickitung,
Yeah.
Charjabug. And I think it's kind of difficult to find something that fills all of those roles.
As a
Um,
flyer.
even outside of a flyer, right?
Well, that's
I
that's
think
what I mean. It's Bastion. Look at the
yeah,
Chargebug
yeah,
crest, the
maybe,
flyers outside of Gligar.
yeah,
That's
maybe
it.
that's
I will
true.
say, it's
Oh.
still harder to use than it sounds. Because I was playing Roberto, and man, this guy, he's like quadruple or 5 times weak to Bastion. He'd be running ABA weak to Bastion teams, right? I'm like, you freaking psychopath! Like this makes no sense. If I let a Bastion into your Skarmory, it's over. Like, what are you gonna do? Safe swap Lickitung into it? Like that's not going anywhere. I just pivot out.
I
He's
mean,
like,
do you know what?
yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, I know
saying
how you
that,
play after San Diego. Yeah.
saying that, I mean, saw a lot of that this weekend.
Yeah,
Like,
because we saw a lot of especially in the grand finals, and people were
mm,
saying like this is kind of wild, but the the problem is, and I
I
said
think
this
grand
too, right?
finals is different. I think grand finals is different because I
Why?
think grand finals you're playing so many matches against the same person that you're already having to, make risky plays because you know that they're expecting
But this
whoever.
was like risky. This was like more risky plays than not than
I
safe
know,
plays,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean,
No. But
like,
why I say this is because this meta for sure compared to the last meta is more RPS. So
mhm,
you have to go for those risky things. In my opinion, you can't go safe ABB. I mean, in the last meta, there wasn't really. I feel like a lot of teams weren't even ABA or ABB because everything had some play into each other. So
yeah,
nothing
that's
actually felt that
true.
hard ABA. But in this meta, there's so many more harder ABA matchups, right? Because you got
Mm,
Skarmory and you got like Charjabug, you got Gligar, right? Like these are a lot of things that just wall each other off constantly.
yeah. I mean, I haven't like thought about it particularly, but I feel like there's definitely like safer ABA options to use than some people are using. But maybe you're right. Maybe it is just a
Nah,
case of
Arrow ran Carping Skarmory ABA all day long. What
man.
did his Carping do that much? I was looking back on it. I was like, was it that good, or like could have Bastion just did what his Carping did? Because I feel like
um,
that was.
I
I know
feel
he
like I
has a
only saw
Bastion,
it
but I feel
a
like
lot
Bastion would
in
just do what
finals.
Carping would do, but better. Like he has better play into Lickitung and Crest. It's slightly worse in the Registeel for sure, because I think we saw in one match like there was no way Registeel was taking out the
Yeah,
Carping.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no, that was a crazy match actually. It was a crazy match where Doombug like did a insane combo play to disarming voice to Carping and then lock on down the Carping
Oh
at like
yeah,
1 HP.
yeah,
That
yeah. The
was
one
oh
HP.
no, and that was like that I think that was game 4. That was like when he was
Yeah, yeah.
like 2-1, I think, to force a game. But I think that's what it was.
And
He's
then
like
game
back
5,
against the wall.
weak to Reggie again. Like,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that was.
yeah. Well, I
Uh,
mean, yeah. You
anyway,
never know what's going on in the actual seat. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. Maybe Bastiodon could have done most of those things. I guess you have like better matchups into the water types, so arguably a bit of better matchup into Poliwrath, bit of a better
yeah,
matchup into Azumarill. Obviously, none of these are like great, but you have more play at least.
yeah.
Um, Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I kind of want to try out tackle carving.
It's
Um,
not good. It's not good.
yeah,
You like looser
I'm
frost
gonna try
slash.
it. Yeah, but I mean, again,
You
where's
lose harder to A slash. Like you actually can beat A slash if you just land one rock
if you don't
slide.
have thing? Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
maybe built around it, tackle carving could be decent because I feel like you have a lot more potential for neutral play into certain things.
I feel like at that point
Um,
you just run like a Registeel or something. Or like a Crest or Azure. Like there's the lack of fast move pressure. I don't know.
it's
You
not
could
against
I
everything,
mean,
man.
look, I'm not trying to dissuade you. I think that'd be really interesting if someone could make Tower Carbink work. I personally thought Tower Carbink would be really good too. And then when I
Mhm.
actually built one and played it, I was
It
like,
was,
yeah, no,
yeah.
this is like Sabewhite beats Tackle Carbink.
Yeah, but again, these are all things that like aren't
But
currently
what's the Tackle
on
Carbink
there.
going to do for you?
I feel like just have a bit more neutral play against the bad matchup. So things like Azumarill, Gligar,
Yeah, I get you,
maybe
but
Poliwrath
like
to a certain degree.
if you're gonna I think my philosophy is if you're gonna play something like a Carbink, you can't worry about the bad matchups. Because the bad matchups are bad anyway, right? Like you have to play
Yeah, but
you have to
I
play
feel
to
like
win. You can't play in a losing position.
the typing of Carbink is it's less about playing from a losing position, but it's more like
Because you
the
just can't do
typing of
like the farm
Carbink.
down against a charger bug situation. You have to throw rock slide. You don't come out
Mm,
with that much energy, right?
yeah,
Like the
true, true.
gratifying and scary part about Carbink is they farm your charge bug down all the way. They don't have to throw a single fast attack, right? They'll
Mhm.
farm down your
I mean, I was looking
Talonflame,
at
right?
okay,
And then they come out and you had to
you're
shield the Moonblast still on your
but look,
Whiscash or whatever,
unless
right?
you're like unless you're hitting super effective with rock throws, a lot of the time tackle is maybe just lower damage than rock throw. So like most of the time it's either half or maybe just like one damage lower than half. So
You have a
uh,
Carbink?
yeah, yeah. But I haven't built it, but I'm thinking of building it for this
Oh,
build.
well,
Yeah,
try
I'll
running
try it
in
out. I'll
great
try it.
try
We'll see.
running in Great League GBL. You tell me what happens, right?
Well,
I
I don't know
I'm,
if I want to run
I'm
it in GBR,
curious.
but like,
Well, we'll talk about it too.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
curious for anyone that's played Carbink in GBL. Let us know down below if you've tried Tackle Carbink, and if you have, tell me what it felt like. Because me personally, like I used to be a Tackle Carbink believer until I built one, and I was like, yeah, no, this is not the play. This is not
Fair
the
enough.
play.
Yeah,
But
we'll
I don't
see.
know.
But yeah,
I mean,
Skeledirge.
you could say same thing about Polyrath, right? Isn't Muchop Polyrath safer than Counter?
No, but you know what? I think the difference. No, the difference is with Mudshot you don't have the fast move pressure, right?
That's the
And
same thing
I
with
mean,
Rock Throw versus
no, I
Tackle.
know, but again, the way I'm thinking about it, right, is that
Yeah,
like it's the balance between fast move pressure and energy generation, right? So if
yeah,
I'm
Muchop
saying that
generates energy
tackle,
faster.
yeah, Mudshot generates energy faster, but not like that much faster. Whereas like counter is a good balance of fast move pressure and also good energy generation. If
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying that
Tackle
like
and Rock
tackle for
Throw,
most
like
things,
they're
well, okay, for
analogous
most things,
because they're both kind of bad at energy generation, but Tackle's slightly better. Just like how
tackle's slightly
Muchop's
better,
slightly
yeah.
better than Counter. If
But as
any,
in
this is a
like,
perfect analogy. Both are non-stab too. Rock Throw, Muchop and Tackle are both non-stab.
I don't know if it is.
I think it's the
Well,
perfect
whatever.
analogy.
I don't
You
think so,
try
but
it, but
yeah,
anyway, I mean, obviously before you had counter on Polyrad, no one could use it, right? But once you have it, it just ends up being the more superior
but again, it's
situation.
because you have that option of like, you can farm things down, you can put on decent fast move pressure, but
That's what rock throw carving is. What do you
yeah,
mean?
but you don't get the same level of energy generation. Look, okay,
I
so
know, but I know, but you don't either on
hmm,
tackle versus mud shot either.
what do you mean?
This analogy is actually like pretty spot on.
I,
I feel like even my haters will agree
uh,
that be like, yo, for once Caleb got the dub here.
yeah, but what are you farming down with Mudshot?
But what do you
As in,
farm down
okay,
with
obviously
tackle?
you
That's
can
what I'm
farm
saying.
some
Yeah.
stuff
No,
down.
no, no, no.
But
That's what
like
I'm saying.
tackle, you can farm things down.
Like
Again, the
what?
damage. Okay,
Barely.
unless you're hitting super effective, yeah, with the
I
rock
mean, you
throw,
could.
the
Yeah.
damage is still like
Okay.
comparable
Okay.
to rock.
Okay. Let's put it this way. Let's see how long it takes to farm down a Talonflame. You okay
This is
with
a
that?
bad example because
Why?
Talonflames take super
Mulkey
effective from no, because
tackle.
it takes super effective from rock throw. But like if you have
No, no,
something
no,
that's
no, no.
taking neutral,
But no. No. I'm saying you're saying when are you going to farm things down with a Polyrath mud shot, whereas you could farm things down with tackle carping. I'm just
yeah,
saying in a positive matchup like Talonflame where you wall up all the moves, how
yeah.
long is it going to take to farm that down with tackle, right?
Well, you're not going to farm it the entire way down, but you're
What do
going
you
to farm it a bit down when you come in with it.
what do you mean? If you
Like it's
come
on
in,
low HP and you farm it down, and then you've got energy for the next move.
why would you come in carping into a low HP
I don't know
Talonflame?
what
You're
this. I don't know
coming
what the
into a
situation
Talonflame
is.
with okay, I
I
know.
don't know what the situation is.
Work,
Obviously, you got to
work
throw a
with
move there. Yeah.
work with me. Yeah, well, one rock side's not enough to farm that. It's going to just knock it out. You got to undercharge the rock side.
No, you just farm up to 100. Look, okay. Anyway, I feel like this analogy has run away.
Work with me, right?
All
If
right,
the
go on.
opponent has a town flame, you're not coming into the town flame when it's low on health with carbing. You just come in carbing right away. Why would you stay
Okay,
in with the
look, look,
previous matchup? Why would you
okay.
chip and
What?
dip when you have a carbing in the back?
No, okay. Look, let's say you swapped in something else and they swapped in their Talonflame, right? They got rid of your Mon, and you're coming in with the Carbink, right? Yeah, you could just rock throw it down. You get 2 rock throws, but that's not even what I'm saying. I'm talking about like farming something down in like a more neutral situation where, let's say, I mean, let me look at the meta. What's taking like neutral?
Why can the tackle farm down that rock
Okay,
throw
look,
can't
look,
farm
look.
down?
Your Azu, yeah. Your look, okay,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
your rock throw can probably farm down an Azu as well, but
You could,
you're
yeah.
getting more energy from farming down with tackle.
I was
No,
just saying the energy you get from farming down tackle is not worth the extra damage you're outputting with more charge attacks with the tackle card being than the damage output from rock throw on top of the maybe one less charge attack. I don't know. You build your
all right.
tackle card pick.
Anyway,
You tell me. You
proceed.
tell me what's going on.
Oh, well,
we just somehow this is what the San Antonio recap has turned into. Anyway, congratulations, dude, bud. Congratulations to
yeah.
Arrow. Both qualified for Worlds this weekend.
I think Eomero as well.
Eomero, yes, Eomero as
Mm.
well. Out of the rest of the top 16, I don't think anyone else has.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rise was already qualified.
Rice was already qualified.
Modage was already qualified.
Everyone else has not.
Probably
to
not.
my-
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
cool.
No one else.
Very cool though.
Yeah, yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, and also I want to say that Skeledirge, man, like I personally I think it's got a lot of potential because of Incinerate just being a good move, right? So, the Skeledirge was taking out Polyraphs.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if if that's a valid addition to the meta or if it's just a Doombug difference. I think a bit of both. But I'd like to see people experiment with that in
I'd like to
next,
see that too
region.
because
I think
my
it'd be
Bastion would
interesting.
like to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, so my tackle carbink, you know what I mean? Actually, I don't even know if tackle carbink does beat
Yeah,
it.
I you know what? Now that you say that, let me sim this for you
Let's see, let's see.
because if the Cackle Carbink is losing to Skeledirge, I feel like even you will be lost in this
You
argument.
lose the twos. That's fine. And you win the ones with with 5 HP. Well, obviously, if Skeledirge becomes more of a thing, then
Now, if you're counter
Skeledirge
swapping,
will
you might not even win that one either. Well, I feel like you proved my point for me. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Tackle Carbink. I need to see this for myself. Yeah. Not the best. Now, let's say if they have a 1 incinerate lead, what's this gonna look like? Oh, okay. You still good.
You're still winning, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. You barely
Putting
win
up,
the one.
putting up a fight. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, fantastic.
But yeah,
recap.
generally, I think once it hit like top 8, I was excited because yeah, the top 8 itself was just insanely stacked. You had Elam. Oh no, Elam wasn't in the top 8. I think just generally the top 16 in general. There was a few picks where I was like, yo, you could be the winner. Right. I was looking at Elam or like just players who have either been in the finals or won regionals previously. So yeah, I thought it was a really good
Yeah.
tournament, and again, also a really good tournament to follow up Stuttgart, because yeah, I guess the Gligar adaptation was maybe kind of obvious, but then at the same time, you still had some decent innovation from players. And I don't know, obviously the next two events are smaller NA regionals. Personally, I expect to just see a lot of the same.
What is it? Portland
I
and
don't know.
what?
It's Portland and what was it again? Let's see.
Is it?
Uh,
It's not
Portland
Vancouver, is it?
and Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte might have some people.
Do you think so? I don't know too much about it, but
It's
I know
more
it's
easily
Vars's
accessible
home.
than Portland is, I think.
I think, yeah.
Portland still might have decent people though too. I mean, you
Okay.
got a lot of the like Washington, California, Oregon people, and then some people from Vancouver area, Canada.
Okay. So yeah,
So
maybe it'd be kind of cool. Hopefully we do see some more development, and also I'm hoping that maybe the lack of development in previous seasons was maybe more due to I don't think it necessarily was, but hopefully maybe it was more due to the nature of the meta, and
mhm.
like hopefully the nature of like this meta the same as last meta means that people can innovate and develop a bit more. So I'd like to see
Mhm.
some interesting developments over the next two regionals. I think Liverpool we definitely will see some different stuff, because again, like the nature of the event, it being a European regional, players from all different countries coming, and generally being one of the more popular European regionals as well. I think we'll definitely see some very interesting things
Yeah,
happening at Liverpool. So yeah, hopefully some cool stuff at Portland and Charlotte as well.
yeah. This
Are
meta's
you
interesting. Hmm?
are you like particularly? Did you say you're entering Portland?
I might. We'll
Yeah,
see. Bring your Basty counters out of the way.
yeah.
Bring your Basty counters.
Oh yeah,
The thing with
bring your
Bastion is you
best.
don't. There's every team has counters. It just don't be.
Yeah,
It just some
I
teams
mean
are five times weak to
every
it.
team has counters to
No, but like I mean, like the
move.
most meta Pokemon are usually counters, like
Right.
Poliwrath.
Yeah.
You know, any
I
other
guess it's really
steel.
just Poliwrath at the moment. Uh,
Whiscash to a degree.
yeah.
Oh wait, let's look at the G-Fisk. Actually, I'm curious about that one. Galarian
Well, okay,
Stunfisk
so
had it had like I think it also made top 12 usage, but I don't think it was actually that good in this specific top cut. Who
yeah,
had it?
so I mean, it had
Hey,
what was
Donna's
it?
Mama
There's
Climbs and
three.
Valor Ash had it, and that's it. Three
Yeah,
out of the.
there
There's a
were
lot of Registeel.
three.
Oh, no, not a ton of Registeel. Five
I
Registeel.
mean, would you say again, like, I mean, okay, so
I
there's a
don't think
decent amount
Galarian
of ready
Stunfisk
in
was good.
comparison.
I personally don't think it was a good. Like I don't. I think Gligar was a much smarter meta read than Galarian Stunfisk
Mhm.
was. But
Yeah,
obviously, a lot of
I
people
think
went
that's fair
Galarian
to say.
Stunfisk in
Yeah,
Stuttgart, but I just personally don't think that was the best play because like
yeah,
it's just losing some of these like neutral matchups that used to not without the Earthquake.
mm,
Like Cresselia and Lickitung both have way more play into it now, but
true.
you're also weak to Poliwrath and Whiscash. Whereas like Gligar, yeah, it's not consistent against Cresselia and Lickitung, but it at least beats Poliwrath,
Hmm.
right? Like if you wanted something for a charge book answer, like I think Poliwrath made way more sense.
Gligar, you mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, Gligar. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's fair to say. To be honest, like I think it makes sense it being used at Stuttgart, because again, people were expecting things like Skarmory, Talonflame, Charger Bug,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
It's something that covers
And when
Skarmory
you're
and Charger Bug.
yeah, exactly. When you're not expecting things like Skarmory anymore, then maybe it makes more sense for Gligar to be there. And honestly, I was like surprised at the amount of damage that like Shadow Gligar does to an Altaria, for example.
Dude, I was surprised how much Dig did
Experimented.
to Skarmory.
Yeah.
That
It
was like a
was,
quarter of its health or something. I was like,
yeah,
wait,
it
this
was,
is
it was a surprising
resisted?
amount. So
Yeah.
definitely,
Because Gligar's
yeah,
kind of
definitely
bulk weighted too. I
Gligar.
mean, obviously the Shadow variant, not as
Mhm.
much, but
But
um
yeah, definitely doing bits there. I mean, would it? I guess if you were just bringing like one ground type, then maybe Gligar is the wave. I guess looking at a lot of these teams, they're not exactly super friendly to G-Fisk, especially with more Azu usage. Obviously, that's
yep.
not like friendly to Gligar as well, but
This is a decent amount
things
of
like
Lantern too. There's way less
yeah,
Charger Bug in this top cut than Stuttgart.
yeah. I think Lantern again though. I think again, like you mentioned earlier, there's hardly any grass. And that considered, like Lantern, when there is no grass, Lantern's almost the best one,
Yeah.
just in general.
I think Lantern is a really good adjustment too, because
Mm,
if you're expecting more Gligar, it's safer into Gligar
yeah,
than Charger Bug
and
is. I
maybe
think
water
everyone was
gun
running
Lantern as
Spark.
well.
I think everyone was running Spark though, right?
Yeah, I think
I
so too.
personally think Spark is still probably the way to go because it's not terrible into Gligar.
Yeah,
It's just not
I
as
guess so.
good.
Yeah,
But you kind of
um,
need Spark for Poliwrath. Poliwrath's got muscles.
that's
Muscles
true.
do
That's
way too
true.
much, I think,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's Water Gun.
yeah.
Actually, you know who was running Water Gun? Dre Flames was. And I remember
Okay,
watching a match on stream where he was running it. I think it was into Rise, but he was like
mhm.
struggling with the Water Gun into Poliwrath a little bit.
Right. Yeah, yeah. This makes
And
sense.
yeah, uh,
Polyraph's an interesting. Wait, let me turn this flipping.
yeah, you're getting a little Two Face right there. um, yeah,
Yeah,
this
Polygraph's
one's
an interesting. Obviously, we saw it last tournament in Stuttgart. More so now at the moment, and I think what's cool about Polygraph is it kind of plays the same role as Medicham did before, where it's got play into those flyers. You can certain Polygraphs can beat Glygars in like both shadow and non-shadow in any shield scenarios, which again is something that Medicham kind of had going for it previously.
Yeah, so my question:
Uh,
if the Flyers go towards more Gligar and Altaria, what's
mhm.
the point of running Poliwrath over Medicham?
Polyraph's better
Why?
because I mean, arguably, I'd say it does that job a bit better.
Oh, really? Into
Yeah,
Altaria
yeah. I
than
mean, because you got
Gligar?
Icy Wind, you're debuffing it at the same time
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
true. You're better into
But
Azumarill because you could just muscle through with Scald.
yeah, which is
Whereas
wild.
Dynamic Punch, Ice
You know?
Punch is just not the play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because Bubble Buff doesn't do anything into Poliwrath. So
yeah, exactly.
all right, okay.
So I think
Oh.
I think Polyrath is like obviously he's here to stay, but I think yeah, we I mean, I don't want to say people are going to start you know complaining about Polyrath, but yeah, maybe. People like to complain about anything, right? I also
Right.
thought another really cool pick was the Como by Iomero, and I believe Andrew Manjarres was running it as well.
Oh,
And I
okay.
thought that was kind of cool as well because again, obviously, no dragon wants to see a fairy, but outside of the fairies, Como just seems to have. I think this was before the Gligar
But
development.
wouldn't Poliwrath just like mess it up with Counter and Icy Wind?
Yeah, but the thing is, because you got Dragon Tail and Dragon Claw, like I feel like you can kind of control that a bit more as well. Like you're outpacing it a bit more.
They shield once and
Um,
Icy Wind you, and
mm,
you just can't win that, right?
Possibly, but then equally you can, like I don't know, switch out or something like that. But I feel like you've
But then
got
you
the
give up
same kind of
Switch.
play that. No, no, but as in like you've got the same kind of play that, for example, a Guzzlord has against Polyrath, maybe a bit more in that the dragon damage you're doing is significant at least. So
Yeah,
maybe you wouldn't
but
go into that in a head
Guzzlord's
to head.
Guzzlord's slightly better into Lickitung, so you don't have to you don't have to go for that close combat.
Yeah, but I mean, I think because Komodo is slightly more flexible in that you have the option to close combat things and you have the option to, maybe you have to play it a
All
bit
right.
different to something like a Guzzlord, but, where maybe you're up shields or you're using it as a closer. But I think it has, like, the Dragon close combat combination isn't really, outside of fairies, isn't really resisted by anything.
All right, so I got a question for you, just like Bronzon. Would you
Go on.
use yourself in Melbourne?
You know what? I will not say yes or no because obviously it depends on like what happens over the course of the month. But I would genuinely consider it and try it out first.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I saw it as well. I was like, I might want to try that out and see how it goes.
Okay, but not the Bronzon.
Nah. Yeah, no. I was even thinking of like things
Sorry,
like
Will Dunphy.
yeah, sorry, my bad. But I was thinking things like, like is Hypno any good? Is Oranguru any good? And like they have niches here and there. Um,
Yeah.
whether they'd actually fit or not, I don't know. Like I feel
I
like
feel
you'd have
like
to
open
do a
team
bit of
sheets with
thinking.
Hypno is also like not great. It
Yeah, but I
removes
mean,
all the mystery of the
that's true. But
punches.
I don't think you necessarily need the mystery as opposed to
I think it helps a lot.
relatively. I guess it helps, but
If
as
you
in,
know it's
like,
all elemental bunch and no Shadow Ball, that changes things a lot.
I'm thinking something
Especially
like
if you
a
run like the Ice
Ice Punch Shadow
Defense.
Ball or something, you know.
Ice Punch Shadow
But
Ball, then you're just but then you're just chilling if you're like a Registeel or something. I mean, I guess you're going with that
you've got
anyway.
like
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was the answer, yeah, but I'm saying it was something I was thinking about because it's like you have play into um a lot of the like main meta threats, right? You have like play into Gligar, you have play into Poliwrath. You can even apparently
Hmm.
beat Chargebug if you land a Shadow Ball, which is kind
I
of
mean, I
nice.
can see that, yeah, because you're
Do you
doing
know
a
what I
decent
mean?
amount of damage
So
to
I
the
think there's
Tigers.
certain picks which maybe you want to try it out at locals to see if it actually has some merit. But
Hmm.
yeah, I would like. I'm not going to discount it until I
Yeah,
try
yeah.
it. But
All right. Well, that was San Antonio. We do have some events coming up too that we're gonna try to breeze through because we have a couple on them. We got Rally Community Day too, which you were hoping
I was
that
hoping,
Dartrix
man.
was going to get a special move. It's not.
Yeah, no, man.
It is
Yeah.
going to get Frenzy Plant and
Spirit
Spirit
Shadow.
Shackle,
Yeah.
but this is after Community Day.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Starts with the event and afterwards. You can also learn the Charge Attack, Spirit Shackle.
Yeah.
Which is it good? I don't think so.
So I
50
think
power and
from
a chance to lower the opponent's defense by 1 stage. A chance. We don't know
yeah.
what the chance is. We don't know how much damage it does.
Yeah. Well, so in terms of the rumors, again, this could potentially change, but the rumors were that it was 40 energy. So if we go off that assumption, I think it basically turns it into. There was another move. It's like a slightly worse Poison Fang because you don't get the guaranteed debuff chance. I
Yeah.
think Poison Fang is like 45 damage, whereas this one's 50 damage. So uh, I'm not sure. I mean, the thing is, I think it can potentially maybe have play on certain sets.
Same typing as
But
Trevenant.
yeah, so same tamping as Trevenant. Frenzy Plant is a sick move. Brave Bird is a sick move. So maybe those two will be the like the play more so than
If
Spirit
it learned
Shackle.
Fly, then it'd be game over.
I think it'd be interesting, but is what you think? Yeah, maybe.
I think if it
Yeah,
had
I
what
guess.
Leafage, Frenzy Plant, Fly, that's
You know what?
that's
My
pretty
issue
scary.
with it is two things.
Brave
It's
Bird's
the
kind of risky on a Pokemon that's already frail to debuff it that much.
yeah, true. What's it called again? Decidueye. My issue with it really is the fast moves, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, but we could,
Leafage is dead, right? like,
dude.
like it's just such a
You
shame that
say that, but
Leafage
I
is.
got my Vigorock got farmed down by Leafage Decidueye, and that was not good in Holiday Cup.
Sounds like skill
That
difference, bro.
was skill difference. Oh, skill difference. Oh, wait. Well, let's wait till we get to the GBL section before we talk about skill difference here, right? If I'm the bottom of the food chain, you're, you're the thing that hasn't
I,
even started in the food chain yet. You're
I
still in the
can't say I've
incubation
been farmed
period.
down by a leafage by
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah. You're still seeing dart tricks in your battles. You haven't seen the Decidueye yet. You're seeing
Oh
Rowlet in
man.
Holiday Cup. And we're not even talking about Little Holiday Cup either.
Uh,
Anyway,
yeah, I mean, yeah. So I don't know. I think leafage is a bit of a shame. I mean, magical leaf and astonish are both kind of interesting, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think it has potential.
Play it
It would be
anyway, especially
cool.
because things might get buffed, right? Astonishment getting
Yeah. I
buffed
mean,
all
I'm
the
thinking
time,
this
so
season, right? Like maybe it has some potential as an alternative
who would
grass
have thought
use.
Skeledirge would be meta?
Yeah, exactly. And also, look, the thing is that you're using. I guess it's not really the same. I was gonna say like you're using or Trevenant sees play because it can hit back at a lot of those flyers. The only issue is, I guess, with if you're running Brave Bird, then you're not really. You're
But
still
yeah,
getting.
but Spirit Shackle, maybe it's better than, I don't know. Might be okay.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, even if it's 35, maybe if it's 35, it's not bad. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
who knows?
But
It's
I'd be excited to see, just generally, it would be nice if it's something that can, that we can add into the mail.
yeah. It
It would
is
be.
on January 6th as well. Saturday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. I think that's the weekend of Portland regionals, actually. it's coming up pretty
So
quick.
the same day as
Yeah,
that London.
triple Stardust. Wait, what? What you say?
Same day as that London local.
Oh,
Gotta just double plug that again.
The London logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I might have got that date wrong again, but what? No, I
Anyway,
got it right. I got it right.
triple Stardust. Yeah, they might run that tournament earlier then to avoid the overlap.
10 a.m. So no clash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
you can
clash.
go and do your local and then catch your Decidueye at Regent's Park.
Yeah, is London's
Shout
finance
out
like
the
giving you a
London
cut
Pogo
of
Group,
this?
you know
What's
what
going on? You make a
I
commission
mean?
off of these plugs?
I just want I want my family to thrive, you know.
yeah. You want these cups to thrive so that when you go back home, you'll
When
be
I
like,
get back, bro.
"Hey, man, y'all got the good system, right? Like, I'm just stroll on in for like 5 cups a week too, right? Like,
Honestly,
it's
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that was definitely on my agenda. Yeah, like, wait, you think I'm gonna come back and there's no cups? Like, come on, man.
yeah. You think Anicor's doing this out of the good of his heart? Oh no, you think this is the season, right? He's feeling jolly. No, this is the Grinch trying to take advantage of it when he comes home.
Yeah,
All right.
well,
Triple Stardust though, so definitely one worth playing either way. So that'll be a good one. So, but that's that for the rally community coming up pretty quickly. I will say
yeah.
that. And then we got holiday events. So we got a 2-parter. Holiday part 1, which is going right now. We got Citadel, which is out right now. This thing don't look like a toddler. It's huge on your map, and it turns into Cetitan, which I haven't seen yet, but my guess is even bigger. We got Pikachu wearing a holiday attire, and then Raichu wearing a holiday attire evolves too. They could be shiny, of course. So exclusive shiny Pikachu is nice. This is from the 18th, which is going on now until, well, we're recording this on the 18th, so that's why I'm saying 18th, or my 18th, I guess, until the 25th. So 1 week, Monday to Monday. And then increase XP and starters from opening gifts. Not that wild, I guess. And you could choose a bonus for either receiving double XP for catching or double starters for catching. Well, I'm definitely doing double starters for catching. But my
I
starters,
don't know where you can choose that.
I guess it happens after you finish the first part of the quest.
Oh, okay. Well.
Did you finish it yet? Probably not. You better finish it if you want that double stardust. I know you're like 24 hours ahead of me, so you're ready slacking a day later and you're still not
48 hours behind.
Yeah. They got Eevee wearing a holiday hat that can be shiny. That's always nice. Stantler with a holiday outfit. Spheal with a holiday outfit. The rest are just like about the same.
I would like to comment on Cetitan.
Okay.
Because
It's a cool name.
It is a cool name. And that's really what we value on this podcast.
Cool names.
Cool names.
Cool names to tackle Carbink, apparently.
All
right, we're looking at the movesets, right?
Titan, yeah, so
it does learn tackle, so
yeah, it does learn tackle. You know what I mean? This man cooking. I saw not an amazing move, but still
this
good.
Stamina is kind of crazy.
That's what I'm saying, man.
What?
Obviously,
It's got 205 stamina out of rank 1. Its defense is like piss poor though.
Non-existent. Yeah. I was trying to think of if there was another Pokemon that kind of compares.
Wigglytuff.
Is that what it is?
It's Wigglytuff is very comparable. Their attack, rank 1 versus rank 1. 118 Cetitan, 114 Wigglytuff. Defense 78 Cetitan, 77 Wigglytuff. Stamina 205 Cetitan, 224 Wigglytuff. So Wigglytuff's slightly bulkier, but not by a ton.
Right.
It's a good comparison. But Wigglytuff has slightly better typing, in my opinion. Normal fairy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's difficult to say if because obviously they play in 2 different ways. But having Body Slam Avalanche, I think, is pretty sick.
I wish I didn't have. I wish I had Powder Snow. Ice Shard's a little.
Powder Snow has been sick. Yeah. So I
don't
know.
There's plenty of counters for that.
I know. But
what about Ultra League?
Ultra League is
Ice Shard. Yeah, I mean it's only 30.5, so you don't need XLs for it. I mean,
what was that comparable to?
Oh, you're talking about comparing stats wise? I don't know. What has a lot of HP in Ultra League?
Yeah, I guess like Umbreon or something, but
Umbreon? No, but Umbreon has way too much defense too. Yeah. It's not that comparable. But anyway, Ultra League.
Wigglytuff. Actually, yeah.
Clodsire?
Pretty much Wigglytuff, to be honest.
Actually, Yeah, Clodsire is a little bit more. Wait, is it really? Is Wigglytuff that
Yeah,
comparable?
yeah, pretty
Wait,
much.
actually, that's kind of insane. Yeah, it's actually has like almost the same stamina as Wigglytuff, which is not that
Yeah,
great. It's got
yeah.
5 more stamina than a 2178 Wigglytuff.
Oh
If you
dear.
best buddy the Wigglytuff, actually, it's 3 more. But yeah, yeah, that's actually
Um,
I don't know.
but I don't know.
Master League
I think it's got a cool. Oh, Master League, true that.
35
And
1
the
35
thing is,
1
you have
9.
less. Like, you don't have really fighting types in the Master League, right? So it's like you have less.
No, but pure ice is not the best. Yo, you know
The
something
thing
I
is,
was playing?
though,
I was playing a little Master League today.
yeah.
You know what might be kind of cooking?
Well, Avalog.
No,
Oh,
Kyurem with
hasn't that
Steel
one?
Wing.
Oh, with Steel Wing. Ooh. What are
I
you
ran into one with Steel Wing.
what are you aiming to hit with Steel Wing?
Well, it was kind of
Aside
wrecking
from like
my
berries.
Rhyperior a little bit.
I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
if
maybe it's not the best.
that's
I don't
enough
know.
reason.
Hey, Steel Wing Glaciites, not too bad into Zacian. You could really take them for a spin. You'd be like,
Yeah.
oh shoot,
The
what?
thing is though, so I don't know too much about Master League because I don't play it, but like from
Yeah.
watching like Home Slice Henry vids, I've seen that like he's able to safe swap Kyurem and with Glaciate, I think take swap against things like what's it called? Zacian and Xerneas. If I remember
With
correctly.
Steel Wing?
No, without Steel Wing, just using Glaciate. So
Uh,
I can't
well, if
remember the
that's the
exact numbers.
case,
Obviously,
then
Master League players are going to know. But I mean, I think with
well, I'll
Steel
just
Wings,
send that
like
right real quick.
you find it difficult to counter things like Kyogre, Ho-Oh, um,
Okay. Yeah,
Dialga
so
even.
Steel Wing wins the 1s and 2s against Xerneas, and then against Zacian, we're running close combat, play rough to optimize it the most. You win the 1s and 2s. Let's see, with Dragon Breath, no, you don't win any of the evens.
But how close
Maybe
is
if you have 1 Dragon Breath.
it?
No, it's
Like
not
a bit
that
of a
close, I
track
think.
advantage, no?
No, even 1 Dragon Breath, no. In the 2 shields, I mean, they're going straight close combat against you, and they just double close combat you in the end.
Huh.
Yeah, they get to 4 close combats before you get to your 4th Glaciate. And then against Xerneas, I think you do need it actually. Yeah, you don't win any of the even
Okay.
shields against Xerneas. Yeah.
I guess it could be an interesting. I guess depending on like how your team is built, it
I
could be
do
an
have a hundo.
interesting
I just don't have the XLs for it, but I do have a
alternative.
hundo.
Yeah.
Could be
You
interesting.
not raiding it now?
I'm
Not
using
now,
my
right?
free pass, I guess, but nothing
Yeah,
crazy.
difficult,
We'll
difficult.
talk more about Kyurem later.
Yeah.
But
What a Pokemon.
huh?
What a Pokemon.
What do you mean what Pokemon?
Like
What a
what?
Pokemon?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that. All right, but speaking of raids too, there actually is a raid day during this event.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is happening. All right, so I'm looking at part 1. Yeah, so this is actually this upcoming weekend, the 23rd of December, Saturday,
Ooh.
2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We got Word Year raid day. And they can be shiny, which is nice. 5 additional raid passes during the event, up to 2 hours, and then I think there might be like maybe you have to buy a ticket for this. I don't know. There's tickets for everything, so I don't know. I assume there's a ticket for this, but maybe not.
Yeah, more time it probably is, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Trades made during the event will require 50 less Stardust.
That's cool.
It's like okay, but it's just like how many special trades will you really do? You can't
Oh
do
wait, how
more
many
than
special
one.
trades can you do?
Just one
Oh, I mean it's cool for the other 100.
for the one,
It's
right?
not groundbreaking in it, but like
Yeah. I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Why are we gatekeeping special trades this much?
I
I don't
don't know, man.
understand. Is it that big of a deal for people to re-roll legendaries?
Bro, it's such a ball ache to re-roll legendaries. It's
Huh?
like it's such a ball ache to re-roll legendaries as well, and then it's like
Yeah.
you want to take advantage of like 1-star friends, and then it means you only have 5 opportunities, and it's
Yeah,
like
before your friendship
seven or
goes up,
whatever,
like it's just like
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why we gatekeep them. Like, is it like it still costs Stardust to trade at low friendship,
Mhm.
or I mean, you're just trading a bunch of legend. I don't know. I think special
And
trades are
you know what the thing is?
interesting.
Also, I could see right at the beginning where legendary Pokemon were a bit more elusive, right? But now people have like
But it's going to
hundreds
cost an
of
arm and leg to give a
them.
fresh legendary to a bunch of random locals you
That's
have.
true. Yeah,
No one has the Stardust to give away 20 Dialga to 20 people that don't have it. That's 20 million right there.
that's true. That's
Like
a lot of
that, the Stardust is the limiting factor already, right? Like, why
yeah.
limit it further by just having? I mean, the thing is, like, all right, this is whatever, right? Is this random event? But like, I'm thinking, like, if you go finally traveling somewhere, right? You see some locals near you, they want like my Tauros or a Buffalon or something. I'm in Japan or something like that. I can only give it to, let's say, like a family comes up to me, like, oh, well, they're not gonna come to me because they're gonna just assume I'm Japanese. But let's say if I don't look Japanese, right? They come to me like, well, oh, you have Buffalon, right? Or wherever they're asking for it, and I don't know why I was trying to like mimic like someone Japanese saying it because I wouldn't be saying it in English anyway. I don't know what I was trying to do there. My apologies. Anyway, so they'll be like, "Do you have Buffalon?" and or somehow communicate that to me. I'm like, "Yeah, but I can only give one of you the Buffalon. What am I going to do? Trade numbers with this family? I walk in the street and find them the next day? What if I'm only in the
They
city
rock
for one
paper
day?"
scissors. Like,
It's just like I don't know. It's just
unfortunate.
like it's just a weird thing, right? To encourage people to travel and trade and stuff with people from different regions and trade these
Yeah.
different regional stuff, and it's like all cool and stuff. And everyone's excited to finally get that in their Pokedex, but then you can only do that once a day.
Yeah.
I
Even
don't
like
know.
at
Oh,
GoFest.
sorry. For this event bonus, you could do up to 5 such trades a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
roll
but
back half.
this is just so the sorry. So the raid day, the word year raid day is the 23rd, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The Winter Wonderland bonus is the 23rd Saturday to Sunday, the 24th, from
So
10
that's
a.m.
10.
to 8 p.m. So make sure you're not
Okay.
trying to do it after 8 p.m.
So 10 across the weekend.
Wait, yeah,
Yeah, sick.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's all right.
So
That's not bad. I
not too
don't mind.
bad.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if it was unlimited. But I guess like
Cool.
my guess is Niantic does this so they could build more excitement around these events when they are more special
Yeah.
ones.
Do you know what? Do you
The
know what
50
they?
less
You know
starters
what we
makes a
haven't
little
had
more
in a
sense with
while.
this, huh?
You know what we haven't had in a while?
What?
Distance trade.
True,
That
expanded
was
distance
sick.
trade.
That was sick. I was messaging people on the other side of London, being like, "Yo,
Yeah,
is
the
that
problem
the
is
distance
I'm in
trade
like
yet?" That
LA
was
now, so
so good.
like people are like still like out of radius. I think when I was in Atlanta, that was a different story because
Really?
I could actually reach it.
Oh,
LA's a big city.
yeah, true, true. But
LA's a big
how far
city.
would 40 kilometers get you?
40 kilometers. Let me
Yeah,
just see
that's not how
from
much.
okay, let's just
No.
see from me to Santa Monica right now,
Okay,
right? Because that's like
is that where a lot of people are?
well, not a lot of people, but okay. So that's about it's about 16 miles in 16 miles in kilometers. 20 26.
Yeah,
It's 40
40
kilometers. Yeah,
kilometers.
I guess I
Yeah,
could
yeah. If I
reach.
remember correctly, yeah.
What about Long Beach? What about Long Beach? I have some friends in Long Beach. Let's see. Long Beach, 24. That's probably still within the distance. Okay, maybe. Hey, maybe
Bring back that bonus.
39, 39 kilometers. Close enough. Maybe I can
That
reach
was
it.
sick.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Everyone, Niantic, you listen in. Let's bring it
Yeah,
back.
man.
Let's
Let's
bring it
bring it
back.
back. I love that.
Let's bring it back. I'd be an advocate for it anyway, even if I personally can't benefit from it. I know it doesn't seem like that now that I've calculated distance. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, let's bring it back now. No, but I will say that was nice. That was nice. Let's bring
Uh,
it back for this upcoming weekend. No, it's too late for that.
let's go.
No, let that glitch slip through a little bit. Let that glitch
Yeah.
slip through. You know, well, speaking of glitches, we'll talk more about that in
Well,
a
a
little
quick. I
bit.
just want to say a quick thing on Weird Ear. So normal
Yeah,
psychic type. Um.
it's not PvP
Oh, do you
relevant,
know what?
right?
I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I looked at like
The moves.
moves. Yeah.
Well, what is it? What we got?
Well, this is the ones that are in
I didn't even
PokeGenie, so
spill
obviously
this
it can
thing.
change. WYR.
Oh,
Um,
WYR.
Confusion and tackle. Yeah, it's already got potential. Um,
Yeah, I didn't even hear. You
wild
didn't even hear the
charge,
confusion part. You just
Megahorn,
heard the tackle. Wild charge stomp.
wild
Yeah.
charge, storm, megahorn, psychic. Yeah, and I think it's like I think stat wise, you could probably compare it to maybe Skeledirge or Celesteela. Maybe Skeledirge more so,
Yeah,
although
it's
less
not.
bulky than Skeledirge. All right, cool. Well,
I wouldn't run it. I wouldn't run it. In Ultra League 2, level 39 rank 1 gets you to 2500, so you don't need the XLs either for it. So for those that are
okay.
wondering. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so there's that. I mean, get those special trades in this weekend, probably
Mm-hmm.
if you're traveling for the holidays. There is also a part 2 of the winter holidays, Winter Wonderland, Winter
Yeah.
Wonder continues what they say. Winter Holiday Part 2.
Well, one of
So
them's called Winter Wonderland.
huh?
Oh,
What?
that's something else.
Yeah.
Wait, they've got a Winter Wonderland in a Winter Wonder. Or is just the whole thing
Say
called Winter
that 20
Wonderland?
times fast. Anyway, that Pokemon debut of
Yeah.
Psyduck wearing holiday attire and Golduck wearing holiday attire. They could both be shiny.
Yeah.
Same thing, increase XP and Stardust from gifts, and then you could choose the double Stardust, blah blah blah. Yeah,
It's pretty much the
just
same as the first one,
pretty
right?
similar. Yeah, honestly,
Mm.
it's just a Psyduck. I feel like.
Yeah.
Is there anything else super different? Not really. I think it's just debut the Psyduck. Honestly, yeah, that pretty much looks like it. There's a paid time research as well, but I think that was
Of
probably it for
course.
the first one too. Probably different showcases, stuff like that. And yeah, that's about it. That's the 25th to the 31st, so 6 days.
Shiny Vanillite,
Oh, is that debuting?
apparently. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shiny Vanillite for the first time.
Cool.
Yeah, that could be okay. Yeah, so shiny Vanillite and the shiny Psyduck is the big things you're looking for.
That's cool.
Bonuses look about the same. So that's about that for the winter holiday. So happy holiday season to you all for anyone celebrating any of the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to the tea topic, what's the Elo? Do you have Elo,
I
Anicor?
got Elo. It's not great. Do you know
You
what the thing?
know, someone, I think it was Fresh Ocean or whatever, on my Twitter was saying, does Anicor even have Elo? I was like,
Yeah, I
that's a
think
great
honestly,
question.
I think it's like 2250 or something. It's bro. Do you know what the thing is?
You
I don't
know?
make excuses, yeah, because obviously I'm not an excuse maker. But like
no,
yesterday,
no. I love how you preface it by like, I'm not an excuse maker. I don't make excuses. But here's the only excuses I'm about to make. Go on. What's the
Yes,
excuse?
like for example, yesterday, yeah, I was like, yo, let's do some sets, yeah. But I was like, I was working from 6. I got back, I went training, and then by the time I got back from training, I was I was not there, man. I was not there.
No. Good news for you is one,
Uh,
I already got my Elo before yesterday.
and okay, yeah,
Yeah, I got it like 2 days ago, maybe.
yeah.
More than 2 days ago, actually, based on the time of the recording. 2, you weren't going to get over 300 elo in that one day anyway. So what are we? This excuse meant nothing, right?
No, but I was just like in general. I think I got my elo like on the weekend or something.
Yeah, I
So
got
I
bet
was
over
like, oh,
on the
you know,
weekend.
like,
I will say too, I only got my elo on Thursday. It was 22 something.
earlier, yeah,
I was climbing. Holiday
yeah.
Cup. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. My team's kind of cooking. You know what I've been using? Palo
What?
Sand. Because nothing
Yeah,
beats Safe Swap Vigoroth.
yeah, I
But
saw that.
Palo Sand.
Yeah.
That's kind of
I was
nuts.
I was considering using it, but I think at first, like, I saw one video about Venusaur, and I
Yeah,
was like,
Venusaur beats my whole team. I have
yeah,
Wigglytuff, Vigoroth, and Palossand. I faced only
yeah,
one
I've been using
Venusaur
it.
lead, or I think only one Venusaur in general, and I almost beat it. Actually, it came down to
Yeah,
like 2 HP or something. It was kind of crazy.
I'm mad. Yeah. Yeah, I've been using Venusaur. I've been using like Lantern, and for now, I've been using Lantern and Vigoroth because I was like, you know what?
You know what beats Lantern
Let
Vigoroth?
me. I know what beats.
Palossand. Yo,
Yeah,
Palossand's ranked 192 in Holiday
that's
Cup.
wild. What are they basing that on?
I
Like,
mean, what day?
this
What
is
is PB
good.
Poke based on? It's crazy
Yeah,
good. Because it's like one of the few things that reliably beats Vigoroth. You
and like,
can't run
what do you really
Rodriguez
get
because you're
mauled
running.
by?
I think it just loses a bunch of neutral matchups. I don't know, but it feels
But
really
like,
good
as in,
though.
you got play against everything, right? So
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Skarmory?
shit.
No, you have Shadow Ball
No,
for it.
not even Skarmory. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
Shadow.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
it's ranked really low. I think, but
pretty
I
wild.
faced one on the first day of my sets. And I was like, wait, this thing's kind of cooking. So I just made
Yeah,
one, and I was like, whoa, I'm able to. I climbed a lot. I went all positive on the day I hit veteran.
yo, maybe I should do that as well.
It was a little too late. You know what you gotta do though?
Uh,
Ultra League Clodsire next week.
Okay,
We got all 3 leagues back. We'll
It's
set up a
next week.
time. Yeah. It's weird. It's Great League, Ultra League, Master League next week, and then it goes back to Holiday Cup. But I think it's
Okay.
Little Holiday Cup. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Right.
yeah, we got what do you call it? It's gonna be good because we got time next week
Hey,
for
you're
it. So
saying you're
hop on my
saying that
stream
I have
again.
to build a mon that beats Tentacruel and Talonflame.
We'll do it just
I,
like
I don't
last
see a
time.
problem with that.
We'll do it.
I don't
Oh,
see
you're
a
running
problem
Stone
with
Edge.
that.
Oh, we'll do it like last time, right? We'll do it.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm
What am
pretty
I running Sludge Bomb for? I guess like outside of maybe like Tappini or
Tapu
something.
Fini. Yeah, Tapu Fini's pretty common.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can hit it with
Yeah.
neutral.
Yeah. I guess so.
Is there other grass types? I mean, Trevenant, but you could hit it with Stone Edge too. So
Yeah. We'll
Stone Edge
see.
is
We'll see. Yeah.
nonsense.
I'll do some like Sims
Do
and
some
see.
prep.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on
I guess
down to my stream.
that's
I'll announce it on my X when he's gonna hop on. But I'll also make a YouTube video too. People love that YouTube video of you running Trevenant in a Great League.
it was just
I know you had to
showing
order
off
the bean boozle, the nasty jelly beans, but it might
yeah.
be time to order that clown fit. Get the whole fit. For once, you won't be wearing white.
The only
You'll be
costume
wearing a
I'm
little.
buying.
Huh?
The only
What?
costume I'm buying is that Santa hat, bro. Like,
You say this for now. You're already 300 elo below me. This is not looking good for you.
things can change.
Bruv, it ain't looking good.
Things can change.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right. Well,
over until it's
that's
over.
another bet win for me. I'm throwing it on the tally list. We're at 4-0 right now. 4-0.
Yeah, let me just say
What you
Nah,
gonna
I'm not
say?
even gonna say this. I'm not gonna say this.
Yeah, don't say. Yeah, say what you gonna say. What you gonna say? Let me entertain it.
It's
Right.
game over when I get back to London, bro.
Provide people with some content. Right. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What's the bold claim this week?
I was gonna say it's game over when I get back to London.
Look, I'm gonna just create a
I won't be
soundboard. I'm just
working,
gonna
I'll
press
be-
that, right? I'm like, oh, don't even say it. I got you, right? 6 months from now, yo, I'm just gonna say it. Game over when I get back to Australia.
No, legit.
yo, Anicor believers, man, where y'all at?
Hey, don't watch it. Yeah, your time is coming. Your time is coming.
Yeah. You're gonna be.
Oh, how many
okay.
empires thought they were invincible? Yeah, before they crumbled. Yeah,
I
so
don't know,
quickly
but look,
that historians didn't even know what happened. This is the way
look,
it's going.
I'm feeling like the Roman Empire right now. That's for sure, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
towards the end.
yeah. Don't be thinking about me 2,000 years from now. All the men out there will still be thinking about me 2,000 years from now.
Yeah, thinking about your downfall, bro. Like,
They'll be thinking about me
that's what they'll be
regardless.
focusing on.
Look, they could be thinking about Caleb Peng's downfall all they want 2,000 years from now. If they're thinking about me twice a week, that's fine with me. Their girlfriends ask you, how often do you think about Caleb Peng? 3 times a day, honey. Like, what? Why 3 times?
Just remember who gave you that notoriety.
Yeah, the person that kept taking the L's, that's for sure.
Oh man. Also, that said though, yeah, next week ASMR GBL stream, bro. I actually,
okay, you got it.
I'm set up. I got all the stuff.
For next week when you're doing the Clodsire Ultra League.
Should I make that an ASMR thing?
You can.
I can. Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm gonna get a couple candles. Yeah, I've got like now my second.
Yeah. Dim it up, right? Like, don't worry, I'll have the stream layout ready. It'll be good.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Maybe I'll change up my stream layout too a little bit to make it, holiday themed. Yeah. No, I'll do a holiday theme, right? Holiday theme.
Okay.
Yeah, you do ASMR holiday.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get like.
Wait, by next week it'll be even after Christmas. I mean, because it'll be holiday themed.
Yeah, it's still holiday. It's fine. People have like 2 weeks or something of Christmas.
Yeah, actually, we could do it on like the Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
So
wait, this Friday or Saturday or the?
Yeah,
post
because the league rotates on Friday.
Well, okay, so we could do that,
Yeah.
but then also there's the APC stream that I want to do.
Oh yeah, when did you want to do that again? On Friday? My
I
Friday? Your Saturday?
think so. But I
We'll
can
figure
also
it
do
out.
it on Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, we'll figure
We'll
something
figure
out.
it out. We'll figure it out.
Well, okay, for the holiday thing, I can get
Mm-hmm.
like little bells, yeah, and I can just like tap them every now and then, just like a little.
While battling.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, just like doing my charging motion. Just go.
Okay, all right, all
I think
right.
I actually have bells, so yeah,
Hmm.
just use that.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. All
It'd be
right.
very calming, everyone.
I can update my stream layout for a more holiday theme. Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll stay tuned. Stay tuned on my X. I'll keep you all posted. By the time
ASMR.
this episode comes out, maybe we'll already have a schedule for it. So, um, but yeah. So outside of that, I mean, we talked about last week. And I think needs to spruce up things to make things exciting.
Bro,
Like
okay, you know what?
clockwork,
A bit
they
of a prick,
released Kyurem Black and White through GPL
bro.
rewards accidentally, and then took it back. I literally was like, the last time people
They're
were
still
this
there.
excited, huh?
They're still like in people's, and I've seen people
Yeah,
using
they're
them in
just not
GPL.
tradable. Are they
Yeah,
still allowed in GPL? Yo, I
bruv,
faced.
I saw a picture today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of like a Cure and Black
Why?
on the other team.
You faced it yourself?
No, 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 no. I saw a picture of someone who'd faced it.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if that was a screenshot from before they disabled it.
That's true.
I don't know. I haven't. I don't know. Maybe they haven't. I don't know. I mean, we're recording this on a Monday, so maybe they have after that. But I did face. I faced two Zygarde complete forms in Master League in one set. Dude, those things are everywhere now.
Bruv.
You think they're
And
legit?
the worst part about it is that like that's like one of the most gatekeeper Pokemon. Like imagine a Pokemon so OP, you have to pump rare XLs into it. There's no alternative. And then
Well,
you
you
also
could
have to
walk
do
to the moon and back every day.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you did that, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you have to pump rare XLs. Obviously, the roots thing is a bit, I mean, is very viable for you to just do roots every day
If you've been consistent with
or
it, yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Dude,
so
my
that's.
IVs on mine are awful. It's like a 10, 11, 10 or something that I have.
I
It's pretty
wouldn't
bad.
even want to consider powering up because of the whole Great League thing.
Yes,
That's
but
the thing.
the greatly thing is you want it to be traded, right? Like
Yeah,
when
but
trading's allowed.
I guess that's true, but you still want, like, you kind of want to maintain having a
Yours
level
to trade
15
with someone
one.
else.
Either to trade with someone else, or I don't know exactly, but maybe even with bad IVs level 15, it can
Let me
go up to
see.
1500. I don't know for sure,
But I
but
mean, my thing is like, I mean, there's always people that don't care about PvP. So like, there's always going to be people
that's
that
true.
are willing to. All right, 10, 10, 10 is the worst you can have, right? Yeah, 10, 10, 10 will give you the one that's 1500 eligible
Yeah, so you at least want, a bit of a backup plan. Do you know what I mean?
if you can't get
Which
them.
is why I'm hesitant
Yeah.
to even touch
But
it.
okay, well, I guess a question is your IVs actually good enough that you can actually do it? Because if it's not, then what's the
That's
point?
true, actually. Yeah. Well, I
Actually, no,
mean, what does a
mine's
15,
11,
15,
12,
15 give
11.
you?
Wait, what's yours?
I don't know, but what's a 15? Oh, I haven't caught. I haven't caught it. Oh no, I have caught it. I have caught it. I have
Okay,
caught it.
mine's
Okay.
11, 12, 11, which is it is
Mine's
eligible.
12, 10, 12. So I
12,
assume that's
10, 12. Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm looking at the 10% form. Let me look at the complete form actually, because I might be completely off base here. 11, 12, 11. Oh yeah, mine says 1493. No. At 14 and a half, mine's not eligible. No, none of them are eligible.
none of them. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can only save it for trading other people, which is fine. I mean, that is something to mirror with someone else. You could guarantee one back pretty much from any PvP or you have
That's true.
no friendship with, but you can also probably just get it from
You
people that
can-
don't PvP if you have enough
Yeah, yeah,
locals
that's
or
true.
people
That's
at
true.
GoFest or whoever that are willing to trade it.
Yeah.
So,
True. But
but
yeah, it's a bit unfortunate because it's like, again, so you have to use rare XLs on it.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, rare XLs are a bit more accessible now. 300, like unless you were doing loads of in-person raids, you definitely had to pay money for that.
yeah.
But then, I mean, I guess you had to pay money for like most legendaries, right? So I don't know. It
Well,
just seems bad that there's one Pokemon that's just that strong and still not widely available.
yeah.
That's what feels bad, I guess.
Yeah, I think one of the highest rated GBL teams in terms of safety and performance is Zygarde Double Fairy. Zygarde, Zacian, Xerneas. It's like so
Such
strong. It covers everything, I think. It actually covers everything.
yeah, Zygarde
So
is wild, man.
yeah. But anyway, speaking of things that are hard to access. So Kyurem, regular form, right? 40-41. Kyurem Black, 5206. Kyurem White as well,
That's pre-nerf
5206.
because that definitely would get a nerf under the general sort of like rules of how they decide things are nerfed.
Maybe that's why it was so
So I
strong in
think
GBL.
that's pre-nerf
So they didn't
because
even
that's
nerf it
like
when
the
they
same
got it.
kind of CP as some like megas or primals, you know.
Yeah, possibly. So maybe
Over
they did.
5,000.
So yeah, so maybe that's why they're even stronger. But it's got
Yeah.
Dragon Tail, Kyurem Black has Dragon Tail Shadow Claw. Well, that's kind of nuts, actually. It's the same typing Dragon Ice. It's got Blizzard, Ironhead, Outrage, Stone Edge.
I think
Kyurem
black is definitely
White.
the superior one.
Kyurem White has Steel Wing, Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath and Dragon Tail. That's interesting. You have Ancient Power, Dragon Pulse, Blizzard, and Focus Blast. Honestly, I think why they're so strong is because their stat product is just through the roof.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're not, the legendaries are usually nerfed,
Yeah.
but these aren't. What's something else that has crazy stat product? Zygarde, probably, I guess.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have it all in the
Zygarde
attack.
CP is not even that high.
CP
Yo,
was that high,
Zygarde's
yeah.
health is
I
crazy.
think, like, for example, is it like
Dialga's
Mewtwo would probably have maybe the
no,
most
Mewtwo's
CP?
not that high. Mewtwo's
What's
47-24.
what's got the
Dude,
most CP?
Slacking?
Is that even something?
Slacking's 50-10,
Oh,
but
really?
still has less stat product, yeah. Yeah, Kyurem
That's
is
kind of funny. I can't
busted. No
lie.
wonder why people are
Okay,
killing it in
wait. So
GBL with it.
max CP. I'm on Pokegenie looking at stuff max CP, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
stuff
non-mega
that's
form.
not mega. Slacking is the largest.
Yeah.
Regigigas is after that. So there's nothing really that's above 5k.
Except for Kyurem White
Slacking.
and Kyurem Black for anyone that acquired it.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not judging people to try running a GBL. Like, why wouldn't you, right? Especially if the
fair enough.
XLs,
Yeah.
because they probably had the XLs from the regular ones. But like again, people are so excited about it, and it was just a glitch, and they fixed it within a couple hours.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like more annoyed at the fact that they were so quick to fix that glitch, whereas you know what I mean? Like, where's that kind of energy when it comes to other things, right?
I mean,
But then
there's
at the same
There's
time,
that
they
for
haven't
sure.
even fully fixed it as well,
Yeah, they
which
haven't
is
fully
also
fixed it, but
kind of wild.
okay, like I'm not even mad, but something I actually wrote right on X was, look, between this and we talked about this last week too, and an expanded encounter glitch, right? I'm pretty
Right.
sure those are the
Yeah,
most excited players were in the past year.
yeah.
I think maybe if I'm really being honest and generous, people were pretty excited about the quadruple Stardust, quadruple catch XP for those 2 weeks, right? That was actually pretty nice too during the Pal Day and start. But that was like, for event wise, I feel like that was it. Go Fest was like, I was like, people liked it here or there, but like it wasn't like crazy, right? People obviously would go to Go Fest, but that's also not accessible to everyone, right? Things that are accessible to everyone. And I also said, like, I'm not expecting Niantic. I'm not saying Niantic should be allowing these glitches to continue, but please listen to the players and recognize what actually excites them, right? Because I was saying routes, party play, Mateo, and these watered down boxes just aren't it, right? They're
Now
not
all
like
these paid for
tickets,
researches in the tickets and
I
boxes and
don't
stuff.
like. Look, if money's an issue, just
let people raid.
let
bro.
the ego go and just bring back the remote raids.
Let people raid, man.
Let people raid. It's just like it's not even.
You know what?
It's not even. I feel like it's not even possible to build a fully XL legendary with the 5 daily remote raid limit.
Nah, bro. This is why I've given up on
and for some
Masters.
people that don't have
I
gyms, like
can't
you just
physically, in 1 week,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to get enough XLs.
Yeah.
Just doing remote raids.
Some people literally don't have the gyms for it, but even for the ones that do, it's not easy enough to find them, right? You can't even pay your way to build an eligible team.
Can't, no.
Not to say that you should have to, but for people, they can't, even if they want to.
Yeah.
Like, I did, I remember asking Michael Staronka that when we had him on the podcast, when it was me and Speedy hosting it. And he did say, yeah, I get it. That is an issue, right? That they had to consider. Because it's just like, Well, you're promoting a master league for people, right? And you want people to compete in it, but you have an in-game system in place where one, the mechanism, you just can't get XLs any other way, right? Unless
Mm,
you're increasing rare XL drops, which you're not, because they want you to go raid and
mm,
they want you to spend money and meet people out there, whatever. But like it's not possible with the limits, the limitations.
yeah.
And jacking up the prices of this is not enough, clearly, because they're ticketing all these events. And
Mm,
again, like if they want a microtransaction ticket events, like here's what it is, but it's not what people want, right? I mean,
yeah.
there might be people buying these events for sure, but like this is
You may
like
as
the
well just.
excitement's not there. I don't know. Anyway, again, I'm not saying they have to bring back Kyurem Black or White. Like that's probably going to be released one day eventually. Who knows when?
Mm.
Maybe somewhere shortly down the road. Who knows, right? But it's
How
just
cool
like
would it have been though if it was like
that would have
obviously
been a cool holiday event,
yeah,
you
if it like if
know?
they just announced Curum, yeah, and then on the day they're like, yo, actually it's Curum Black and White. Yeah, like mad thing.
Yeah.
That would have been sick. It's surprising, it's new, exciting, you know.
See,
Um
that would have been, like remember when Galarian Birds first dropped
yeah, that was
out of
lit.
nowhere?
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
the frustration really picked up because like all of a sudden no one could catch it,
You
right?
can get them,
But it
yeah.
got people going out. Like I was using my daily instance for a little bit too, and I was like, man, this catcher is kind of low. But
Yeah.
Kyurem White, Kyurem Black, if they just dropped it out of nowhere in raids,
Yeah.
people are like, what? Like now when people like it's just like you don't like the thing is this is the thing. You don't have to promote events like this Winter Wonderland extravaganza part 1, part 2, whatever. You don't have to do
Cyber
all this
content.
marketing and stuff if the event's really, really good. You could let people find out for themselves. You don't have
Mhm.
to promote a Kyurem raid day. If Kyurem all of a sudden every gym had a Kyurem white or black for like 10 hours,
Literally. Imagine
people are gonna be
imagine getting the
freaking
reports
out,
from
and
New Zealand.
all of a
They're
sudden
like,
people were like call up their friends, be like, "Yo, yo, yo!" Like
yeah.
we gotta go raid this thing, right? Like they didn't announce it, but it's legit here. You know,
Mhm.
you have people on X freaking out about it, be like, "Oh, I can't wait to play GBL tomorrow." Yo, that would be a great way to promote GBL
Yeah,
if you,
man. Yeah.
you know,
I
like
imagine all
yo
the people though
GB,
who saw the post initially and were just like obviously it's only like rank 20 and above.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
imagine if it
yo,
was
people be
actually a
climbing.
thing only in GBL, yeah, the amount of complaints you would get, people being like,
But people would be playing GBL.
just
They'd
go.
actually try to get better rather
Yeah,
than
yeah.
wanting
Because all you need to do is get
1200
to rank
CP
20 as
Vaporeon.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But you
That's
have to
true.
win to get the encounter, right? Like you can't just
Mhm.
screw around.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, but anyway, even if it wasn't just GPL only, it was raids, whatever, right? Maybe raids only, no remote raid invites, right? I don't like that system, but even that will get people going, right? I'm sure people in
Mm,
rural areas would complain. I personally wouldn't advocate for that, but but again, what I'm saying is, if you have an exciting enough event or something happening in the game, you don't even need to
people,
market it. People
yeah.
are going to spread the word for you, right? It's like when
Mm,
Pokemon Go first dropped. When Pokemon Go first dropped, I don't know if they even had a Pokemon Go live website, right? They definitely didn't have the event pages and the website that detail all this stuff. They didn't have the infographics and the other social
everyone was
media
just
stuff on
excited at the idea
Instagram
of
and
a
X,
game
whatever.
first.
Yeah, people were just exploring on their own. I mean, people making videos like YouTubers are making videos promoting this stuff for you and people on social media. You don't even have to pay people to market it. They're marketing it for you, right? But those are the best kind of events and best kind of things. Like you don't need people like they're again, I'm not saying you have to release black or white Kyurem to do this. You just have to do something similar. You have to do something on par, right? Or more exciting. I know like I'm not going to sit here and drop ideas because I haven't had time to think about it. But like, there's got to be things you all can do to surprise people, right? The glitches that
I,
surprise people and make people excited for 2 hours before it's fixed. It's not it, because it's doing the opposite. You just get people outraged and be like, dude, like,
mm,
when can you all bring some real surprise and joy to us intentionally rather than just through a glitch, right?
yeah. I think a combination of again like fixing most parts of the game so it actually functions like a normal game and then using just like the natural excitement over certain Pokemon, like you said, in it. There's like a lot of legendaries, a lot of mythicals and things like that that haven't been released. There's even mythicals that have been released, like Zarude, for example. What if you did a Zarude, one of those in-person raid day thing that they used to do with like a Hooper, where
Oh
battles.
yeah. Like the EX rates.
Yeah. And EX, do you know what I mean? In it, there's like a lot of like that nature of
There's so many of those that they just do a one off and that's it. When's the
yeah,
last time we had? I guess we had the EX for the Reggie Drago and Reggie Lecky, but it's like they just like go through different spurts. Like, oh yeah, we'll do one here, or like, oh yeah, we'll do a Hoopa EX. Like that was happened in Salt Lake City last year,
yeah.
2 years ago. Last year, last October. But then
Mhm.
that was it. It was just like I just feel
So
like
yeah,
it's like someone came up with an idea and they just didn't like follow through and make it kind of a thing.
because I was thinking like that would be a sick way of distributing mythicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only in person, but at least you have more than just the one mythical you get. So
Well,
that in
you
combination,
don't love Shadow Articuno every weekend.
I mean, you know what the thing is, yeah, is that with the Shadow Arcana, it's like we rinse them during Worlds, and I think that whole season in general. Why are they still about, bruv?
I think it's Shadow
Oh,
Zapdos
this
now, but
Pokemon should be
still.
extinct. The amount of people that have battled and killed it, yeah, like where are they coming from?
Yeah, they are.
and
Yeah.
and the thing is, you could even
Yeah,
throw like
that's
Shadow
beating a
Dogs.
dead horse and it's coming back.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like you could even throw things like Shadow Raikou, Suicune. Shadow Suicune would be sick because actually Suicune not bad at the moment.
There's a paradox form too.
Um, yeah, that's going way deeper, isn't it? Well, there's just so much
But
content that they
but the XLs
have
would come in
access to.
handy. I
Yeah,
will say the
exactly.
XL Zapdos is not too bad because you could run it for like the Galarian
What do you-
Zapdos XL
Oh right,
candy.
yeah, true that, yeah.
But
But either way, there's like a lot of like naturally exciting things that they have to pull from, outside of like costumes or new shinies, which personally I don't find them exciting, but maybe some people do.
yeah,
So that in combination of just having a well functioning game, I feel like is enough. But again, I think it's the same as what we were saying last week, right? Obviously, whoever's making the financial decisions don't feel like those things are financially valuable. Personally, beg to differ, but I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe it will be apparent at one point. Who knows?
yeah.
Who knows?
I hope so. I mean, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird thing too because like I don't know how much of this is the Pokemon Company controlling some of it, but I see VGC and all of a sudden they're like, hey, this paradox form of Virizions coming to raids for this entire weekend. And you think there's a raid limit? You just fly around the game and just raid at whatever. It doesn't cost any money. They're not making any
Oh,
money
they
on
do. They
this.
do have slight. Well, okay, I don't want to say they have slight issue, but like they have. I don't know if this is relevant, but obviously they have certain legendaries which you can only encounter once, and then so you
Uh,
buy an extra copy to encounter it a second
yes,
time.
but you can send it to your Pokemon home and transfer it over.
Well, like you send it to home and then you. No, but as in like you have to buy a second copy to encounter it a second time.
No, you
So that's
just restart
kind
your
of
game and create a new save file.
is how it works.
Yeah, you
But
just
then you
send
have
it to your
to
home.
go all the way to that point.
Well, yeah, that's just like the specific legendary,
Okay, fair enough.
like Miraidon, Koraidon. But
Right.
like
Okay.
a lot of VGC players, what they do is they'll lucky trade for like I think I gave someone like a shiny Heatran in a lucky trade.
Yeah.
IVs didn't turn out so good. They're like, oh, it's okay.
Oh,
I'll send it to
you
my
said
home and send it to my Scarlet Violet, and I'll just
fair.
give it bottle caps and make it Hundo shiny for competitive because Heatran's like relevant at times. I think for VGC.
Yeah, true.
There's no gatekeeping really. I think the hardest thing for them
True.
is mythicals, but they're all banned from competition because
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
them are event based. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, Niantic, I'm begging you, please,
yeah.
please.
Praying for a day that the game works.
I mean, yeah, it's not even the worst. It's just give us excitement that people are looking for.
Did you see that was
Surprises.
the flipping?
Give us a pleasant
Was it?
surprise, not a glitch
Well,
surprise that's taken back like a few hours later.
the surprise we got, I guess, was Kecleon, right? Um,
Yeah, but at this point, Kekleon is like Kekleon doesn't do anything, and we already got
no,
Kekleon
no,
back
it was like
a year ago.
yeah, it was like supposed to be like boosted Kecleon
When
yesterday.
did that come? When was that supposed to be? Did
So
that
it
already
was supposed to
happen?
be on. It was supposed to be, if I remember correctly, it was supposed to be on Monday from like 5 till 8. But
Today,
I didn't
Monday, the
see.
18th.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, I saw the announcement and I saw like Lauren Lawley or something comment. I was like, "Oh, been nice to know this
Yeah,
ahead of time," because
because
it
it was
happened after
way
Australia.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah, it was
way
way
gone
too
for
late for you, but
Australia
I
by the
didn't even
time
know.
it
I didn't even
found
know
out.
that.
Yeah,
I just like again,
so
like why
I don't know.
gatekeep these really random things like Kecleon and Galarian Yamask? Like, why are these
Yeah.
so rare? It's so weird. Just like have Kecleon spawn on like every like 10% is Pokestops. Like, I don't get it. What are people gonna do with the Kecleon army? What are they gonna do?
True,
I
it's
don't know.
true.
Anyway, that does it about for us. So thanks all for tuning in. A longer one for sure, but wish you all happy
Mhm.
holidays. Be on the lookout for Anicor ASMR Ultra League Clodsire on my stream sometime later this week. Be on the
Look
lookout for
out
next
for
episode where we're
the
eating some
holiday.
nasty jelly beans. And when I say we, I mean Anicor, because I ain't going to stumble.
I
I
don't
ain't
know,
going to
man.
stumble.
Okay, one thing I'd say, yeah, obviously you've got the advantage with all your like caster practice, so
What do you mean
you're kind of
caster
trained
practice? What am
to
I?
well, like by being a caster, you're obviously training yourself to speak in a certain manner when you're in a certain environment, right? Because
Yeah.
you can't just let loose.
Yeah,
You
but I'm
got
not
that
going.
going for
Okay.
you,
All right.
but I haven't picked the word yet. So
You pick the word. You got
I
a
reckon
week.
there's something. I reckon there's something. No problem. I'll tell you in 2 days. I need
I
to
don't think
listen
you
back
said
to a
bruv
couple
too
of
much
podcasts.
today, though. Were you trying not to?
No, I wasn't trying not to. Maybe there just wasn't anything bruv worthy.
I need to think of some bruv topics next week.
There was a lot of bruv topics, it's true, but
I need to think of some bruv
uh,
topics next week. Yo,
oh
next week's
god,
episode might be like 5 hours long. So I'm going to be trying to milk as much as I can, right? Try to get him to stumble.
oh
Like,
god,
man, it's like 2 hours
god,
in. He's only eating
outrage
two
me,
jelly
outrage.
beans. Like, what? I
I'll do
don't
my
know.
best.
All right. Well, my jelly beans are on the way, and hopefully you'll pick yours up in a few days.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'll get mine in a couple of days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just saying for all the Australian Donnies out there, yeah. Hey, imagine where I'm getting these jelly beans from. Kmart. Is there anything you can't get from Kmart? It's
I don't
insane.
think Kmart's even around in the US anymore.
Now, but you know what? I think I remember Googling it, yeah, and I think the Kmart in the US was completely different. Bro, when I say, yeah, this place, you can get anything, and it's all cheap and very low quality, but at least it works. They have a bit of a warranty as well. So if something breaks, you can obviously, get a replacement. But it's insane, bruv.
There's literally
Actually,
no Kmart's within 100 miles from me.
well, you're
Why
missing out,
is
man.
there Kmart in Australia?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I
There's
don't know if
only
it's
12 Kmart stores in the United States as of November 2023.
Hey, you need to find them, yeah, because
Yeah, I think they pretty much closed down. Well, I think
honestly,
Kmart's
best
just like
shop
our
in
Target,
Australia.
I feel like.
Best shop in Australia, probably in it. But you know what the thing is with Target? I think like, do Target sell own brand stuff or like
Yeah, they have their own brand stuff.
non-brand stuff? Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so imagine a place that solely sold non/own brand stuff, but things like furniture, things like bedding,
Damn, why is Kmart
towels,
so good in like other
kids.
areas?
Bro, I don't know, man.
A video
Australia,
on YouTube from a news source says only 2 Kmart's left in the US 4 months ago.
that is sad, man. That is sad.
But for some reason, this was 12 in this thing. I don't know.
Kmart is cooking, man.
Yeah, when you said Kmart like a few weeks ago, a few episodes ago, when you
Uh,
said you picked something up for Kmart, I was like, Kmart.
yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, I haven't heard of Kmart in years since I was like a kid.
Hey, Australians, yeah. Let Caleb know how good Kmart is. I swear down.
I mean, I believe you. I mean, yeah, the fact that you find these weird jelly beans
Candles,
at Kmart.
weird
Yeah.
jelly
Can you
beans,
find
yeah.
hot chip at
I can't.
Kmart?
Do you know what? I didn't even check. Yeah. I'm gonna say no, but
All right,
let's
there's a
see.
few things I need you to check. Can you find hot chip there? You can find the jelly beans. Can you find hair
You're gonna
bleach?
see
And you
clown
can
out
find a
there.
clown face. Yeah, you know where this is going.
Let's see, but this is good. Okay, you don't have hot cheeps, but they got Cheetos balls,
This is very
Cheetos
different.
puffs as well.
They have a clown outfit. That's all. That's all I want to know. That's the most immediate thing.
Cheetos flaming hot.
Do they have clown fits
Dude,
when it's
I'll
not
actually
Halloween?
check.
I guarantee they probably have some clown fits during Halloween. That's for sure.
Let's see. Let's see. They do not. They have a beard bib. and a big mouth voice changer.
Dude, you know what would be a great sponsor? Kmart.
Kmart.
That
Hey,
might
do you
not
know
be a
what?
bad idea.
Contacting them this week. I can guess. Oh,
Yeah,
there's a
you
pirate
should.
costume, ages 4 to 6, though.
You should.
Yeah.
You should, and send them next week's episode. And you say you got the jelly beans from Kmart as a little audition, right? Like, yo, we got this from
Yeah.
Kmart in Australia.
Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kmart, if you're listening,
No, they're not
I'm
listening. You
I'm hitting
can't.
up your
No.
DMs.
They're not listening right now.
In
What you mean?
case, you never know.
Yeah. Anyway, we went on for quite a bit. So happy holidays to you all. Hope you are have a good holiday season. Next week, tune in for sure. We're going to do the joke. I mean, honestly, even if you're listening to audio version listener only, when Anicor eats that vomit jelly bean, you'll be able to hear the disgust. So you don't even need to watch the YouTube version. I personally would encourage it, but you don't even need to.
I'm
That's all
hoping I
saying.
can identify what ones are nice and not by looking at them. I mean, I imagine that probably defeats the point, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe there's
Anyway.
a skill to it.
Oh no, I think at least the one I ordered, there's like they could be either or. Like the vomit one looks just like the key lime
Yeah, but
pie one.
I'm hoping there's like subtle tells.
No. The way we're gonna do it is you're going to just like shake it up and blind pick it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
you can't cherry pick it. Come on now. Yeah. Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Come on, bruv. What you doing?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks all for tuning in. We will catch you next week. But until then, have a good one. Peace.
Say.